Hello everyone, sorry to keep you waiting for a little bit longer than normal there. Yeah, just I started the stream and like on my end, it said I was streaming, but I couldn't see it, like couldn't see anything. It just looked like it wasn't working at all. Oh, I really should have shaved first. I'm just seeing my ugly little gross mini mustache thing from not shaving for like almost a week on the webcam. Oh, whatever, it's fine. Hello, yeah, so I'm gonna be streaming Metroid Prime Remastered, obviously, here today. It is the last thing, the last kind of big thing I need footage of for my video that I'm working on. It's a Sonic video, but I have a big part kind of talking about Metroid Prime, or using Metroid Prime as an example to kind of compare against Sonic. So the video is about 3D Sonic games and sort of the way 3D Sonic has gameplay specifically has changed, but also stayed the same in a lot of ways. Been very stagnant. The video is coming along very well. It's about 2/3 done, editing-wise, I think. I did make the unfortunate realization the other day that I completely forgot about the existence of Sonic Dream Team. Like, I just forgot that game came out, because I haven't played it. And I realized, like, ah, shit. Do I need to, like, add a section in the video about that game? Because I don't go, like, one by one, okay, Sonic Adventure 1, Adventure 2, Heroes. Like, I don't do that, but I do jump around a lot and make all these points about all these different games. And then I realize, like, oh, Dream Team, oh, I haven't played that one. So I'm considering I might need to play some Sonic Dream Team off like my partner's iPad and try to record it, and write a new section for the video, specifically just about Dream Team, if I have anything interesting to say about it. From what I've seen of Sonic Dream Team, it looks like it actually is kind of better than a lot of the other 3D Sonic games in terms of, like, it actually has, like, the kind of half-pipe level design, where you can sort of naturally build up speed through that stuff. It still has a lot of other problems, but, you know, it looks like it might actually kind of be okay. The only thing Dream Team adds is just the skate park ramps and such, but not much else, honestly. Yeah, that was kind of the impression I got. Like, it's not a radical huge jump for 3D Sonic, but I feel like I would be probably doing the video a disservice if I didn't at least mention it. So it just means I need to write like a new paragraph and then go sit in my closet with the blankets covering the walls to record it. I was dying. Maybe at one point I need to release like all the outtakes of my recording in there, because you just hear me after like 10-15 minutes being like, oh my god, and I'm like pulling my shirt and like wiping my sweat and like grabbing my water and chugging and like opening the door and going like, oh my god, like it's so hot in here. It's not very comfortable recording in that booth, but it sounds a lot better than it would otherwise. Yes, and hello everyone. So we've got Mawa, Mama Luigi 9000 Turner, Demetrius, Console is Awesome, and Matt NL. Hello everyone. I'm expecting a lower turnout for this stream because it's Metroid and it's not Sonic. That's why I put Sonic in the thumbnail and the title. Because I probably am going to be talking about Sonic quite a bit, because again, this is all relevant for my Sonic video I'm working on. One moment, I'm just going to turn on the game recording, because again, I'm here to record footage. Yep, that started. Alright. Now we can begin. We'll just do normal. The narration and everything should already be off. I don't think I've streamed Switch stuff in a while, so let me know if anything weird happens on the stream. Yeah, sorry, Kurai, I'll go back to Sonic. Even though you have Super Metroid Samus as your profile picture, I bet you hate Metroid. Yeah, I haven't streamed any Switch stuff in a while. I don't think since, like, Bayo 3 or Mario Kart. You've only played the original Metroid. Oh, dude. I haven't even really played the original Metroid, like the NES one. Ariam the Dreamweaver is better than Lanolin the Censored from IDW. Okay, Matt and Nell, if you want a good starting point for Metroid, I'm sure you've heard this before. If you want a good starting point to get into Metroid, get Zero Mission, the Game Boy Advance game. It's a remake of Metroid 1, and it's my second or third favorite in the entire series. Dread kind of complicates that, because Dread, I'm still sort of like, is Dread my favorite? Is Super my favorite? Maybe if Super Metroid was like Super Metroid Redux, like that mod that enhances the like the door transitions, the controls, just fixes. Super Metroid Redux is kind of the Sonic 3 Complete, Sonic 3 Air equivalent to Super Metroid. Oh, I just saw that, yeah, the Knuckles show being like certified fresh or something. I'm like, what? According to who? But also Rotten Tomatoes, like I've said this before, that like it doesn't really matter, it's just a review aggregate of other people's reviews. So like who, I don't know, like they're not Rotten Tomatoes is not a hive mind, it's not a group of specific reviewers, it's just the people who have contributed a review and it's been aggregated on Rotten Tomatoes. But I just also find the whole thing kind of pointless, because it's not a percentage about like the movie is like this good, like a percentage that's kind of equivalent to like an out of 10 grade or something. It's not like if something gets 90%, everyone's saying the movie's a 9 out of 10, right? Or a 90 out of 100. That's not what it's saying. And my controls, okay, yeah, cool. Now, last time I played this, it was very unfortunate. Okay, I gotta remember the controls now. I was using my my Switch Pro controller, like the actual official Switch one. Hi, Steve. But now I've got the Ghillie Kit King Kong 2 whatever thing, third-party controller with no stick drift, because that was the problem before. Is I was playing this and like I would just be, you know, trying to do shit, and I'd be like looking around, ooh wow, and then like Samus would just start like just doing this. I'm like, what? And I'd like fall off shit all the time. I was like, what's going on? And it was really annoying. And I realized it was, yeah, just like my stick drift was terrible, and it was the same thing was happening to me in Zelda, in Tears of the Kingdom as well. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do it with no lock on. But yeah, the whole like Rotten Tomatoes score thing, I don't know. Yeah, it's not a percentile like review of the work. It's a oh, maybe I need to turn off the gyro while aiming. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's like it's cool, but it kind of, so like when you lock on, so it's not doing now because I'm not locked onto anything. But when I was locked onto this, like the cursor can still move around. Maybe it works better with the Wiimote than with the gyro with the controller in your hands like this. I don't know. But yeah, like the ratings on there are not. I just never understand why people take Rotten Tomatoes shit so seriously anyway, because it always ends up as like, hooray, this thing is good like I thought it would be, and it validated my opinion, therefore I'm correct in liking it. Or it's like, critics, grr, I hate them, they disagreed with me on this thing. Dude, when I first got to this room in this remaster, I was blown away. Like when I saw this for the first time. Like, this looks nuts for the Switch. Yeah, there's a bit of aliasing like around like Samus's arm cannon and stuff. You know, it looks a little bit crusty. But this looks so good. Yeah, Steve, you need to play these again. You need to play Metroid in general again. Is audio good? Is it a little too quiet? I did lower it a little bit. I've got like a -14. I don't want it to be too loud. But let me know. If it's a little too quiet, I can raise it up. If it's a little too loud, I'll bring it back down. Audio's good. Also, I have the stream on ultra low latency now, because YouTube told me, like, hey, you should do this. This is really good. And I was like, alright. I usually just have it on low latency. but now it wants ultra low. But yeah, the Knuckles show, I have not watched that shit. Actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna change. No, that's the map. Options. Controls. Okay. This is the one annoying limitation by having the aim on the right stick. Oh, today's Back to the Future the Ride's birthday. Oh, that's awesome, but like kind of sad because it's gone. Lock on free aim. Okay. Use motion controls to fine-tune the target and reticle locked onto enemies. I think I'll turn that off. Because it just kind of gets in the way a little bit. Yeah, I think that works better. Because you're locked on. Why would you really want to aim at anything else? Anyway, I don't know. Oh, I forgot that the rumble on this controller is so strong that when I charge beam, like I'm holding the controller still. Like here, I'll put it on the desk, so it's like not moving at all. I'm gonna hold the right trigger. The fucking rumble, it's so strong. That's the only annoying thing with this controller is the HD rumble is not quite there in the same way that the official Switch controllers are. But it's fine. It's a very good controller. I would recommend it. I'm going to be bringing this with me to Steve's place when I go over in what? How long is it now? It's like 6 weeks. In 6 weeks I'll be there, I think. Like right about now, I would have touched down if I'd left last night. Because, yeah, this thing, it has like a... I don't know if you'll be able to see it. You can switch it between like the Switch input or a Windows like Xbox input or like Android or whatever. So you can flick between using it as like a native Xbox controller or like a Switch input. So when I want to play, I mean, usually I just use my Xbox controller on PC because it's easier. But if I want to play Resident Evil 4 Remake, I can plug this in, I can connect this to the computer through the Switch method, so not through Xbox input, but have Steam recognize it as a Switch controller, because then I get the gyro. Then I can do all this shit, and then I can play RE4 on PC with gyro, and it's fucking awesome. You do have to do a bit of fine tuning though to get, because it reads it as a mouse, and there's all this like annoying shit you've got to configure. It is a little bit of a pain at first, but it's very worth getting it working. But then if you don't want the gyro, if you just want it to read it natively as an Xbox controller, then you just switch it to the Xbox input. Dude, I love this shit, man. This is so fucking cool. The amount of detail they got in this remaster. If Nintendo ever makes a Metroid movie, do you think it would be bad or just okay? I have no faith in any video game adaptations. To be honest, I really don't think any of them are going to be good. I can't really think of any good game adaptations except for maybe the Castlevania stuff. Okay, I have a theory. Okay, I know this is like Metroid Prime stream, but I did say I'd probably just be talking about Sonic because, you know, I have to. I genuinely think the Knuckles show is a very interesting case study in like what Sonic fans will tolerate. Also, by the way, there might be a few times I kind of stand around and just look at stuff like this for a sec while I talk, because in part of my script I'm talking about how good like the game looks and the immersiveness and stuff. So if I get a bit of B-roll like this, it's handy for later. I think the Knuckles show really kind of proves to me that a lot of people, like I've said before, right, that people would not enjoy the Sonic movies if Sonic was not already a popular and recognizable character. You know, the Sonic movies are appealing because it's like, that's Sonic. I know what Sonic is because I'm a Sonic fan. And, you know, Sonic is in it, even if he looks fucking ugly and doesn't act like Sonic, really, at all. You know, it's still like, oh, but that's recognizably Sonic, so I like it. And I really think the Knuckles show, with the main criticism from Sonic fans being that Knuckles is barely in it, and I know there's people that like it as well, but just there is a pretty big backlash about that show because Knuckles is not in it a lot for a Knuckles show. And I really think it's telling that, like, you take away the one remaining Sonic thing in this show, and then suddenly people realize, hey, this kind of sucks. Like, Knuckles isn't in this, and I only wanted to see Knuckles because it's the Knuckles show, and I like Knuckles because he's a Sonic character. And you take that away, and what you're left with are all the boring, annoying human characters that no one likes. There are people that like them, but you know, a lot of people... No one goes to the Sonic movies specifically for the human characters. If the show was called the Wade spin-off show and not the Knuckles show, no, it would have fucking bombed, because no one gives a fuck. So, I really think it's fascinating that, like, oh, do Sonic fans, like, finally get it now? Do they see what I'm complaining about? And that, like, hey, if you remove the Sonic goggles from this, and you just look at it as a you know, work on its own terms, it's not very good. And as a Sonic adaptation, it's not good. And, you know, like, if you just actually stop and kind of think about it, I think you'll see that. And I think the Knuckles show did that for people. I think they realized, like, oh, fuck, this is awful. And I don't like it, because where's the Sonic shit? And I just find that really fascinating, that I think that finally, like, hit it in for people. What about the Mario movie? I did not like the Mario movie. Mario movie was, like, the most fine, like, generic product movie to me. It was just, like... Mario is an example of, like, yeah, okay, it's, like, a kind of faithful adaptation, but the thing you're adapting needs a lot more work before... sorry, I'm just adjusting my mic balance a bit here. Needs a lot more work before it will function on its own terms as a feature film. Like, Mario is so simple, you kind of need to, like, do something with it. Sonic, I don't think, has that problem. I think Sonic could be adapted into film quite easily. They just don't do it. They decide to make Alvin and the Chipmunks with Sonic characters. And I think someone said, what about the OVA? The OVA is, like, okay, but I still... I mean, to be fair, we did kind of rewatch it a little while ago over Discord. I was, like, making dinner, my friends were watching on Discord, and I had it, like, on my phone, just kind of half watching. And I did kind of go, like, okay, you know what? Yeah, this is actually, like, better than I remember. Because I think we were watching in Japanese as well, and that probably helped, because I really don't like Martin Burke's Sonic. Hey guys, I'm Sonic! Like, I don't enjoy his voice at all. I've never liked him, I never liked Jaleel. You know, I'm a classic cuck, but, like, doesn't mean I like everything. Everything classic just because it's classic. And I know people are going to accuse me of that after this new video. Because I know people are just going to find a way to misconstrue my points. It's like, oh, you only like classic Sonic, you think everything has to be classic Sonic. And yeah, in terms of, like, a Metroid movie, sorry, that's how we got on this point. For a Metroid movie, I think, yes, a Metroid movie could kind of work, partially because it's kind of just Alien, which is already one of the greatest films ever made. And Aliens as well is great. I mean, I like Alien more, but Aliens is also fantastic. Metroid is closer in tone to Aliens than Alien anyway, I guess. Although Aliens is, like, a little bit kind of comedy, and Metroid is never... Metroid's quite self-serious, so... maybe more in tone with Alien, but just less of the horror and a bit more of the action. God damn, this remaster looks so good. Oh, I forgot you see one of the... Oh my god. That's so cool. This is my only other thing as well, thing about this video, is that I am, you know, I am talking about, like, the original Metroid Prime, and I did think, like, oh, is it, like, disingenuous to get footage from the remaster when I'm, like, talking about the original? But I'm sticking with it because basically everything in the remaster is from the original game. Like, it doesn't really change the game at all. It's just, like, a visual enhancement. I mean, I can go back and record some footage of the GameCube one as well, but it just, yeah, I did just think like, oh, is it? I don't know, is that like kind of not cool? But I don't know. I think it'll be alright. I would just hate for someone to go like, oh, you're talking about like the original Metroid Prime, but like you're showing the remaster, and I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it, but just I do think like, is it like kind of not as authentic to do that? I don't know. How you play Game Builder Garage on the Nintendo Switch? I don't know what that is. How would I rank the Prime trilogy? Prime 1 and 2 I place on I place on about equal footing. Prime 3 is the weakest one. And Prime 3 is not a bad game, but it deviates too much from what I like about Metroid, from the Metroid formula, I think. Whereas, like, Prime 1 is very much like, let's make Super Metroid in 3D, kind of. First-person 3D, so obviously it's still a pretty significant change. Whereas Prime 2 feels a lot more like, let's try to take that formula and do something a little bit more original, even though it is very, like, Zelda, Light World, Dark World kind of thing. It's not that original. I guess for Metroid it was kind of original. And Prime 3 is just, let's make it a lot more linear and narrative focused, and I don't really like that. I mean, I like the idea of giving Metroid more of a narrative, even though Metroid's always had a pretty strong subtextual narrative component I quite like, but I don't mind having a little bit more of that explicit sort of plot stuff in it, and a bit more like characterization of Samus. But I do ultimately prefer just those little glimpses. You don't want it to be too much. You know, you want to get an idea. Oh, is this the Meta Ridley scan thing here? Yeah. Meta Ridley has such a fucking cool design, dude. I really want that statue of him. Like there's like a Prime Studios, First Four Figures, sorry. First Four Figures Meta Ridley statue, and it looks fucking incredible, but it's very expensive. And yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, because you aim with the right stick now, because in original Metroid Prime, the right stick, C stick, was your beam select, right? And there was no dual stick aiming, so you couldn't move and look around at the same time. You looked while moving, if that makes sense. And now that you can freely aim with the right stick, it's awesome. Like, it feels great, and you got the gyro as well. But it means that now to like change beams, you have to use the D-pad, and then if you want to use the visors, you gotta like hold the face button, which if you see in the bottom right there, that like lets me switch, and it's just a little bit awkward. It's a bit clunky. I think by default it's the other way around, where you hold the face button to swap beams, but I think I had mine set the other way around, because by the end of the game, you're switching beams a lot more than you're switching visors. So, you get more used to doing that. This is a great time to use a speed booster, Samus, come on! I mean, I know she just lost all her powers, but still. Do I think Prime 4 will release anytime soon, or is it cancelled? I fucking hope it's not cancelled. I don't think Prime 4 is cancelled. My hope is that the Switch 2 comes out next year, and then Prime 4 is like an early Switch 2 launch window kind of release, like end of next year. I am believing the cope. Have I ever played Journey to the Savage Planet? No, but it is on my wish list, I think. I am keeping an eye on it. I've heard good things. What was another game I remember hearing was kind of like Metroid Prime like? Wasn't it? Oh, it was like Recore or something. I think it was made by the same team, or it was made by ex Retro Studios people, I believe. So it had a few of those kind of particular Metroid Prime hallmarks. I love their attention to environmental design and stuff. Like just the amount of effort they put into making the world feel cohesive. Like it's the polar opposite of like a Sonic Frontiers, right? Like everything in Metroid Prime is like justified in the environment and feels appropriate. Obviously, Metroid Prime is a more realistic, like Metroid is a more realistic, less stylized kind of game anyway. That being said, I do like, obviously it's Switch, there's only so far I can go with photorealism anyway. Pseudo Regalia, I like that game a lot. Yeah, that's actually in the video, very briefly. It has a brief little cameo in this Sonic video I'm working on. Yeah, Pseudo Regalia is great. Also, like, when you look up now and the raindrops flow down her arm cannon. So cool. Yeah, I need a couple, like, beauty shots here. Just looking around the environment. Did I ever get to the true final boss of Sonic Superstars? Absolutely not. No way. I fucking love the music in this game also. Like, I'm just gonna make that absolutely clear. As much as I have some issues with Metroid Prime, of like, I don't like how much slower it is, I don't like how restrictive it is, like backtracking and sequence breaking, you know, I don't like those things. But the atmosphere and the music in this game is like fucking second to none. It is so good. I mean, yeah, Metroid music in general is fucking incredible, but like this game really pushes it, I think. Even though there's a lot of Super Metroid music reuse, but still. Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat while also like playing the game and, you know, paying attention and stuff. Really hope we get remasters of the next two Prime games. Yeah, especially like those like Skytown Elysia and stuff in Prime 3, like you think about all that shit and you're like, dude, imagine that. Alright, see you, Steve. If 2D Sonic continued to evolve, I imagine it would eventually become a Metroidvania both in 2D and 3D. Maybe. I don't know. I think Sonic is fine with the linear level-by-level stuff, but I would love a Sonic Metroidvania spin-off. I would love a Knuckles Metroidvania. I think, I've talked about this before on the streams. I think that's something Ian Flynn mentioned in like a Bumblecast at one point. But he's got the right idea, like, Knuckles exploring Angel Island and using like the shovel claws and stuff to dig through walls and go underground and everything to like find power-ups and items and explore, and I think that'd be fucking awesome. I would love that. I always forget. Like, I've played Prime a few times, but nowhere near as much as like Super or even Zero Mission and stuff. So I always kind of go like, where do I go at the beginning of Prime? Gotta get the missiles first, right? From that bee boss thing. I think, yeah, this is a point I make very briefly in the video. I think if you take the idea of Sonic CD, but put it in 3D, and have, like, the parkour of Sonic Lost World, but, well, okay, not the parkour of Sonic Lost World, but, like, the idea of parkour, but, you know, done better, I think you would have an incredible platformer. Because you would get that flow with Sonic. Like, you would get that thing of, like, the levels are built for you to maintain speed and, like, hop between walls and jump off things and climb and do all sorts of cool shit. And you'd be encouraged to build flow, because the whole thing with the time travel is that you have to maintain your speed for, like, 5-10 seconds or whatever without coming to a stop, right? So then if you have that parkour system and it's all 3D, you can see ahead of you. So it's not like Sonic CD where you, like, run into a wall that you couldn't see, or like an enemy comes out of nowhere and you're like, ah, shit, my time travel, no, I fucked it up. You wouldn't have that because you can see ahead of you. And oh yeah, I love the detail where you can hear the power-ups before you see them in this game as well. Very nice little feature, so you're not completely in the dark trying to find them. Get another little beauty shot here while I read the chat. Dude, the parkour, yeah, exactly. Like the idea of the parkour, actually building this. Oh, you guys, for the audience that's here and, you know, likes what I do, I think you guys will enjoy this new video quite a lot. I'm not sure how the wider Sonic sphere is gonna take it. I don't think they're gonna like it very much, because it's quite critical of like every single 3D Sonic game. Because I'm basically, the thesis of the video is that 3D Sonic has not really changed since Sonic Adventure, right? Like, they've thrown in all these additional gimmicks and shit, like the werehog and the sword and the boost and all this stuff, but when you really get down to what 3D Sonic is, it is the same framework from Sonic Adventure. They've never changed it. And Sonic Adventure was like a decent little first try, but funny that still mentions it's a highly reflective surface, but they got rid of the reflection. I know it was a faked reflection. It's not a real like ray trace reflection in the original game, but it is a shame that it's like, oh, reflective surface, and you walk up to it and you're like, oh, I can't see Samus anymore. That sucks. Because it would have been so much more work to get that to function on the Switch hardware than on the GameCube, where you could just kind of fake it by putting like a card, like an image of Samus that just kind of tracks the player position and just make it a texture, you know? But yeah, the whole point I'm kind of making in this video is that like 3D Sonic has never evolved. It's just stayed the same, but they just throw in extra shit and they never really improve anything, and it's like really frustrating, and they never think to like look back at what made the original games good and like adapt those either. And I just think like there's so much room here to do cool stuff. There's so much potential in the original classic Sonic formula that could be adapted to 3D, and they just don't do it. And that's why I'm playing Metroid Prime, is because I'm using it as an example of like, here's how another series transitioned to 3D. And as much as I really like Metroid Prime, I have a lot of good things to say about it, I'm also saying like, well, Metroid Prime kind of suffers in like some similar ways as well, of that like it takes away a lot of the basic features of 2D Metroid, right? Like you kind of lose that when you go to 3D with Samus. The difference, I think, is that Metroid Prime made up for it in other ways. You know, it really doubles down on the first-person immersion and the feeling of like being in this world. So you don't mind as much that it's a bit slower and that like you can't speed boost and shine spark and all this stuff. Like it's not a big deal. But it is still like, if I was in charge, I would not have done that. You know, like I would have been like, let's make, well, I mean, again, in like a hypothetical scenario where it doesn't cause any, you know, development issues of like, how do we make Samus run this fast in like first person 3D without making people sick, and without her just like running into shit all the time. Come on. And I am making a point as well that the bosses are pretty bad in this game. Pretty sure you can hit them out of that flying state. I think I did it before. Ow. But I feel like you just have to wait. I don't remember. 2 left. If I just keep shooting here, I'll get it. Oh, there we go. No, alright. Dude, this never takes me this long, I swear. What the fuck? Where'd the last one go? There we go. Okay. I hope Sonic fans will not harass you. I don't know. Do you think people are going to compare you to IGN? I did wonder that. I have at the very beginning of the video like a Sonic fan disclaimer part. I think that's what I'm going to call like the timestamp, is like angry Sonic fan disclaimer moment. And it's just me saying, I'm going to be, you know, critical of these things. It doesn't mean I hate every single Sonic game and, you know, blah, blah, all this shit. I try to keep it really brief because I really don't like putting that stuff in videos. It is such a pace breaker for all the smart people watching that like you have to stop the video and go, don't worry everyone who's stupid, like I'm not attacking you, and like I'm not saying this thing that you've made up in your head that I said, like I'm not saying that, don't get mad about it. Right, I gotta come back with the mothball. I don't like doing that because it is just like kind of catering to the lowest common denominator. Like, you know that dumb people are going to watch your video, so you have to do as much as possible to stop dumb people from being dumb. And then all the normal people watching are like, oh come on, like just get to the video. Like, I hate that. I was watching a video last night where I had like this 5-minute preamble of just like, I'm going to talk about this thing, oh, now I think this thing is like, okay, I'm not saying it's bad, and blah, blah, but I just think there's a lot to say about, and they just kept going and going and going. I was like, dude, just fucking get to the video, like just talk about what you think. You don't need to give this many little like warnings and shit. Like, you've made it clear. If you just kept it to like a sentence or two, it would have been fine. Is this one brimstone? I can break that with missiles, right? I can. Ow. That's something Prime drastically improved from Super Metroid, is not having to wait through that whole item jingle every time you pick up a power-up. You can hear. You can hear there's another power-up back there, but you need the mothball. You gotta remember to end every other sentence with an "in my opinion." Yeah, I hate that, man. I really hate that. I think you should ditch the disclaimers. In general, I agree. I've basically kept it as just the one at the beginning, and I think one more towards the end, or I reiterate, just remember, I'm just saying this, it's fine. But yeah, I do actively try not to include them too much, because they do just feel really superfluous. Oh, the guy's gonna rev his fucking engine again, like he does 5 times a day on my street. I'm assuming that came through on the stream, I don't know. It might not have. Just to be safe, I'll save again. I mean, I think it's good to clarify that what you're saying is your opinion and that you're not... Well, I don't think you should have to do this, but I think it's admirable to say, like, yeah, this is obviously just my opinion, and I'm not trying to say that this is just the way it is, and that no one can think differently or anything. Like, you're acknowledging this is just subjective. I don't think I'm like better than everyone because I think differently or whatever. But yeah, I don't think you should like have to do that, and I don't think you should make this huge argument and then kind of wimp out by being like, oh, but like, don't worry guys, don't worry. Like, if you feel a certain way, you should feel in your own space that you have the authority to state how you feel and not have to back down from it. As long as your opinion isn't like, I think this group of people don't deserve human rights or something. Like, as long as, we're talking about fucking video games and shit, it's fine. Yeah, a lot of people genuinely do. I see it all the time, where anyone who says anything bad about something is like, what? So you're just saying that, like, oh, but it's objectively bad? And like, no. Or like, I think I saw people complaining about like the Knuckles show or whatever, and then people complaining about them, saying like, what? All these people are saying it's really bad and like one of the worst pieces of Sonic media. Like, what? So it's objectively bad? Like, what? No one's saying that. They're just saying they thought it fucking sucked. Like, are they not allowed to do that? I really hate that shit. I really hate this denial of letting anyone express what they think unless it aligns perfectly with the majority opinion. Or not even necessarily the majority opinion, just whatever the Twitter opinion is, Whatever we deem you have to think. It's that perfect part in Jeb's video of like, we have to make sure that everyone has like the right opinions or something, and it's like Shadow loading the gun and like the opening of Shadow the Hedgehog. Do Sonic fans deserve human rights? Yeah, that's the hill I'll die on. I'll be like, I'm not racist, I'm not homophobic, I'm not transphobic, but I am Sonic fanophobic. I think Sonic fans don't deserve rights. Come on. Come on. Ah, oh, what the fuck? I always found the lock-on, like the aiming with some of this a little bit weird, where the missiles kind of like bounce off them. Come on. What are you doing? Are you gonna... Do I have to move back? No? When are you gonna charge at me? Hello? Ow, there we go. I have not even watched the Knuckles show. I mean, maybe I'll very legally watch it at some point, but I don't really have... Like, I was interested in watching it out of morbid curiosity of, like, how bad is it going to be? But then seeing, like, just how bad it was, I kind of went, oh, maybe I don't want to waste my time on that, you know, even with, like... Because we were all going to watch it over Discord, like, me and my friends. We were like, oh, yeah, let's, like, watch the Knuckles show and make fun of how bad it is. But then we saw, like, just how bad... Now, this needs multiple bombs, right? Like, I can't... Yeah. Yeah, we saw just how bad it was. We went, I think we have better things to do with our time. Now, yeah, I can't get anything up there because that's a boost ball, that's a wave beam door, spider ball. Yeah. Fucking love the music in this game, man. I also have a little bit of discussion in this new video, very briefly, about like the classic and modern Sonic kind of split, and how in some ways it's done more harm than good. Like, I think there's some good to it, but for the most part, it's created this like idea that classic Sonic is the little cutesy baby Sonic who wears a diaper, wears a nappy, as Australians would say. And, you know, modern Sonic is the cool, serious one with the edgy storytelling and all of the fucking characters and cutscenes and dialogue and voice acting, and how, like, you know, and then like classic Sonic games get the classic Sonic sort of musical sound, like that funky, jazzy kind of sound. And modern Sonic games, alright, I need multiple bombs for that. Modern Sonic games get the rock, you know, the loud guitars and stuff. And I just think, like, why does this division even need to exist? Like, I don't really see a reason why the 3D modern games can't... Come on. Oh, I don't know, Spring Ball. Right, okay. I forget when you get Spring Ball in this. I thought it was built in. Maybe you get it when you get, like, Boost Ball or Space Jump? Or maybe I just need to wait until I get multiple bombs? I don't know. Yeah, I just think, like, why... Like, I love the music of a lot of the 3D Sonic games. But why can't they, I don't know, like, also sound like the classic games too? Like, why does that classic musical style have to only be in the classic games? Why is it that, like, the modern games are only allowed to have, like, the rock and the fucking EDM shit, and they can't also have that funky classic sound too? You know, like, why do we have to divide that? Yeah, I can't Spring Ball. Okay. Like, yeah, I don't really have an issue with them being kind of separate things. It's just, I don't know. I don't, okay, right, Spider Ball track. I just don't see why the 3D games have to be so different and they can't also have elements from the classic games too. I guess is what I'm saying. It feels very very arbitrary to me. This is one of the most boring. Why are you so obsessed with me playing Tomb Raider? If you don't like Metroid Prime, you don't have to watch me playing it. Yeah, I don't necessarily mind them being two pillars, but yeah, it's too restrictive. And I don't see why the modern series has to be so different from the classic series. I don't think I meant to be here yet. I think I was just looking around and then I came to an area that I shouldn't really be at just yet. Because I think I can only get so far through here before it's gonna lock me out. Bam. Save room? Alright, yeah. Is there even anything? Oh no, I can keep going. Alright. How far? Oh, now it's getting hot. Okay, yep. That's what I thought. You just want Sonic Rush 3? Sonic Colors DS, dude. I know that they're quite different. But they are also similarities. I think I'm gonna take my jumper off. It's warming up a little bit. Now you can see my Samus shirt. Samus and the Baby Metroid. It's another Yeti shirt. I think this one was might have been a GDQ shirt. That's right, it doesn't have Blaze. I like Blaze. I put my phone next to me and it's like reflecting the light from the sun right at me. Okay, I think I'm good. No, it's not the phone, it's my jumper reflecting light off the desk. No, where can I put this? I'll just put it on like the side of my chair. There, that works. I don't see how Tomb Raider having a female protagonist immediately makes it really similar to Metroid. I mean, there probably was some influence from Tomb Raider, like those early Tomb Raider games, when making Prime. Not that I've really played much of the original Tomb Raider. I am also going to be mentioning in the video, again, very briefly, the existence of the SRB2 mod Metroid Vanguard. So, mod for Sonic Roboblast 2, where you play Samus, and it's in 3D, and you can do the Prime first-person mode, or you can do like third-person, you know, camera behind her, seeing her run around, like all the other Sonic characters. But it quite brilliantly fuses the 2D and 3D stuff of Metroid together. So like you're playing as Samus in 3D and in first person if you want to, and she has all of her Prime abilities, but also she has the wall jump and the speed booster, shine spark, bomb jumping, like everything. Boost ball as well from Prime. So, and the boost ball plays brilliantly with like the Sonic physics and stuff as well. So it's really cool. It's a really, really cool mod. And I make a brief mention to it in the video. Oh, right, I need morph ball bombs for this, don't I? And I can't even bomb jump. Or spring ball. Yeah, I make a brief mention to it in the video of like how, you know, Metroid Prime, like it doesn't quite have the movement that I love about 2D Metroid. But, you know, funnily enough, in a Sonic game, in a Sonic fan game, there is a mod to make Samus playable that kind of plays more like what I would want out of Samus in 3D. I just think that's interesting. Or just like a fascinating kind of little coincidence. I did actually kind of hope when this remaster came out that they were going to change some things about Prime. I did think like maybe they'll get rid of the artifacts hunt, or they'll like change it a little bit. And I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't. I don't know. I like how faithful this is to the original. I do like that it is just Metroid Prime, because I think that is very respectable. But I do also think they kind of missed an opportunity to actually make the game better. But I don't know. Most people love Metroid Prime already as it is. It's like a huge critical darling. And like again, like I love Metroid Prime, but I don't like it anywhere near as much as the 2D games. For a lot of those particular reasons. And I just think like, it would have been kind of cool if they changed some stuff, but whatever. Gotta shoot the shit that comes out of this guy's mouth. Right? Yep. Right, this is that big tall room. Yep. Can't really do much here anyway. Oh, that Sonic MCU thing, yeah, where they were like, the Sonic movies are gonna be like Marvel style fucking events and shit. And I'm like, okay. Does anyone actually think they're gonna have like Amy or Rouge in the third movie? Because like I think they could, I just don't know if they will, because Shadow is such a big deal already. Like, you don't really need those other characters to market the movie. Shadow will do it enough for you. And it does feel weird to have Shadow before Amy, like before any of like the female characters, but they're just not as marketable. You know, you have Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, you have that core trio. I don't really see them having a need to do Amy, or even like Rouge would fit in the narrative more, maybe, with Gun. Okay, actually, here's my other thing with the movies, right? So, the whole plot, like the story of Sonic Adventure 2 is that like the government and the police are bad. And yet, they're adapting that into the Sonic movies, in which like all the human characters are cops, and Sonic has a cop dad who he lives with. And it's all like, yeah, cops are great. Cops are such nice people. And I think like so, and then you're gonna adapt Sonic Adventure 2, where where the cops are the bad guys. I don't know. I just find that like, how's that gonna work? Oh, okay, this is not where I want to be going. Foreshadowing, what's that? Ooh, Phazon, ooh. Sonic will go full A-cab? I wish, man. That would be so funny. I mean, that could actually be like an interesting kind of story if, you know, like, I don't actually think they should do this for a Sonic story, but it would be kind of funny if it was like Sonic learns that cops are bad, you know, or maybe even Tom the cop realizes like, oh, I thought I was like gonna be helping people, but now I realize like what like the police actually do to people, and how this isn't now it's like not a good institution to be a part of, and like maybe I don't want to be a cop anymore. You know, with the elements they already have in the movie universe, it's not like it would kind of work. I just don't think they'll do that. Of course they won't do that. I don't even know. Yeah, there's not even a point like suggesting that they might. Of course they won't do that. Trying to actually remember where I am supposed to go, because this is just taking me up to the artifact room, which I do need footage of, actually, because I mentioned the artifacts in the video, so I should go through here. I think I need to go back to, like, Chozo Ruins. I know I can't do Magmar Caverns yet. Yeah, like, I'm not saying that the actual Sonic movies should become, like, that directly, like, real-world political about police stuff, but, you know, I mean, they've already had, you know, the thing where it's by a studio that supports genocide, and then in the Knuckles show they have a part about how awesome it is to be, like, an Israeli combatant or whatever, and it was like, sure, that was a real coincidence, considering the company funding this film. Yeah, I didn't feel great, you know, seeing that was in the show. I thought, like, oh, okay, we're really doing this, huh? Just getting some footage of this so I can use it. Oh, dude, yeah, the Sonic movie, like, the first one has all that shit about, like, drug dealers, gang shootouts, terrorism, and everything, and I'm like, why is this in a Sonic movie? Like, it's just all part of that thing where I'm like, why is Sonic in the real world? Like, I don't even like that Sonic Adventure 2 is so focused on, like, government conspiracies and stuff. Like, I don't have a problem with it being on Earth with humans in it. Like, that's fine. I don't care about that. But I just think, like, why do we have all this other stuff? Like, does a Sonic movie really need a mention of, like, I need to go to the payphone, they're usually used by drug dealers? Like, why does that need to be in a Sonic movie? And, like, the implication that Eggman, like, wiped out a Middle Eastern country or something, I think, where they make up, like, a country name, and it's like, that's not even a country, and he goes, exactly, and you can thank Robotnik for that. Like, are we, I don't know, do we really need this in Sonic? This just feels very odd to me. Sorry, I'm trying to read what everyone's saying in the chat whilst I'm gaming. I mean, it's fine if you like Tomb Raider and you'd like me to play them, but it seems like whenever I stream something, you're like, oh, this thing sucks, oh, play Tomb Raider. And, like, I'm sorry to tell you, that's not a great way to get people to play things. And I'm the guy who annoys everyone to play Outer Wilds. Which I, you know, probably also shouldn't do too much, but there is also... but it kind of works sometimes. And, you know, and then once people play it, then they get it. Then they realize, like, oh, shit. Now I'm going to be that annoying guy who tells everyone to play Outer Wilds. Okay. I need to actually fucking progress through here now. I think I gotta go back to Chozo Ruins. Or does this go anywhere? Like, no, that's Chozo Ruins. Yeah, can't go through there. That needs the boost ball. Yeah, I gotta go back to Chozo Ruins, right? Just trying to remember. So I've got missiles and morph ball. If I wasn't streaming, I'd probably be doing fine. I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember where to go. Because I'm like, you guys know. I think, yeah, I need to go to like fight, I was about to say Spore Spawn. That's the one from Super Metroid. Why am I forgetting the name? The name of the big plant boss. Why am I forgetting its name? I know it. It's in there. It's in the Sun Chamber. I don't know why I'm forgetting the name. That needs Wave Beam. That's where I fought the thingy to get Mothball. Oh, I can get up there though, can't I? Yeah, duh. Okay. Big Planty, yeah. That's the name. Flagro. That's the name. Don't know why I forgot it. No, Sonic should not have been a live-action hybrid at all. And yeah, again, I don't really like the Mario movie, but it did make $1 billion, and it was an animated Mario movie that mostly looks like Mario. It certainly looks a lot more like Mario and sounds more like Mario than the Sonic movies do, even though the Mario movie has the issue with the shitty, fucking awful licensed music. At least it also had tons of Mario music in it. And it's not just good because it's Mario music and because it's from the games, but like it's good fucking music and it suits the playful energy of Mario's like cartoony world. And the Sonic, I mean, if anything, it makes sense the Sonic movies don't have Sonic music in them because they're not Sonic movies. They're Alvin and the Chipmunks. And what do they do in Alvin and the Chipmunks? They sing pop songs. So, yeah, it makes sense. Tonally consistent. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do a full remaster of Prime 2 and 3, but I would love it if they did. I would be their day one to get it, provided I have money. Because I am still unemployed at the moment, guys. I'm still just making videos and streaming to get by. And when I say get by, I mean not not make anywhere near enough, but it's fine. I've got money saved up. But yeah, just going through it. I probably will be returning to work. If not through like little freelance stuff soon, then probably after my trip to California will probably be when I'm like, all right, I just need to actually go back to working full-time in a studio again. Because still don't have any work through my last place, so might need to find somewhere else to work, unless they get work for me and I can go back. Like, that's good. It's unfortunately quite typical for animation VFX places to go through moments like that where there's just no work coming in for them to do. You know, like, I guess to explain it, so like an animation studio, smaller ones anyway, so not like your huge, you know, Disney Pixar stuff. They're not making their own like self-funded stuff, right? So it's not like, hey, we're a studio, we make our own show and we have all our own funding and then, you know, we just keep doing what we want to do. It's more so like we're an animation VFX studio and we wait for like other studios to come to us with the funding to make something for them. So, you know, like you have your studio and you're like, all right, oh, Disney's reached out and they need us to do the effects for this new Marvel thing or this new Star Wars thing. Or, you know, in our case, oh, there's this Lego movie thing where they need lighting done for it, so we did the lighting. And so then when that project's done, if there's no other people coming in, like, hey, I need to do this, then it's like, oh, well, sorry guys, but you're out of work. Like you're not fired. It's just like your contract can't get renewed because there's no work, and that's what's happened to me twice now in the past year. And it's unfortunate. It's pretty common at the moment, especially like when we had that big writers and actors strike that really reduced like animation VFX workload stuff for a while, which is like, obviously it sucks, but no, like I was not at all mad at like the strikes. I was not like, ah, damn you, writers for striking. I hate you because now I'm out of work. I was like, well, look, I mean, it really sucks that it has kind of trickled down that way. I think there's this charge beam in here. But it's not, like, I don't blame them. They were doing the right thing by striking. I'm always in support of people fighting for their rights and getting better deals, better working conditions. There's actually a union that's just started up now, finally, for Australian VFX and animation people, which I'm really happy about. I can't join it yet, though, because I'm not actively working. Like, I'm not actively working in animation or VFX at the moment, so I'll wait until I get a job again, and then I'll sign up. There we go, there's one of them. I always forget where these are, because you gotta scan these 4 symbols in this room. I think there's one you've got to, like, break. Oh, no. It's just one more. Yep, it's the one up there. Alright, like there's, isn't there one just next to it? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, union, the only thing with the union is, like, you do have to pay your union fees, but the idea is, like, well, everyone pays their fees, and then it helps everybody, you know, like, that helps the union run, and then the union can do more to help your industry and support you, give you better conditions, better pay, less, you know, overtime and crunch and all that shit, and all that. 10 Canadian dollars from, is it Miwo, or, like, because it reads to me as meow, even though I know it's, like, spelt differently, but, you know, whatever. Thank you very much. What's my dream studio to work with, as in with 3D stuff? That is a good question. I mean, to be honest, have I thought about investing in stocks? No. To be honest, I really want to get into game dev. Like, imagine fucking working on, like, Metroid Prime 4, you know, like doing lighting or assets or modeling or something on, like, a Metroid thing, or, like, you know, working on, like, a Sonic thing if Sonic didn't suck. That would be cool. Like, I have a lot of things like that where I think, like, that would be really cool. But I don't know. Yeah, it's tricky thinking about, like, dream studios and stuff, because studios aren't only making, like, one thing that you like. They're always going to be making multiple things. Or, like, they finish one thing and then they do a different thing. Oh, hello. I don't have bombs. Multiple bombs. Oh, wait, no. Charge beam. Idiot. That do it? No? It just says unidentified. God, it's so hard to aim with the gyro. What did it say? Unidentified obstruction. Yeah, I can't do it. Okay. Dreaming of working with Valve? Yeah, Valve would be a cool one. The only thing is, I hear their, like, structure there is kind of weird. I mean, they basically don't have a structure, which on paper sounds kind of cool, but apparently it's not quite great. Because there's no formal structure, it kind of makes it easier for people to form, like, those weird little cliques and not really, like, get along with people as well as they should. Thought I heard another power-up for a sec. Valve, yeah, like, working on, like, a Half-Life thing or a Portal thing would be awesome. I think, yeah, I feel like it's... Oh, the Valve video? Yeah, that one was really good. The People Make Games video, they do good stuff. I think I'm still a patron of them. I should probably not be a patron of people at the moment when I don't have a job. I should probably cancel my Patreon. As in, like, me pledging to people. But I still do. I only do, like, a little bit, though. It's only, like, $2 or whatever for different things. Yeah, I feel like it's less about the studio. I mean, but then there are really good studios, of course. Like, there's the studios that you hear nothing but good things about, and you think, like, oh, that would be nice to work for. But yeah, I feel like for me it's more about the projects rather than the studio itself. Like, I would love to work on anything with, like, dinosaurs. I actually applied for a couple game dev jobs a while ago, like 2 different studios working on dinosaur games in Unreal, and I was like, hey, I know Unreal, and I know dinosaurs. Maybe I should apply for them again now that I've got a bit more experience, like, doing Lego. That's, like, a pretty big deal, you know, like, feature film work. Now, I know there's an upgrade there, but I need multiple bombs to get to it. Unless I get them through here. I don't remember where I got them. Okay, no, this is where I got them. Lol. Because that's where the bomb backtrack shortcut is. Yeah, cool. Not Exoprimal. No, not that one. Right, okay, I gotta drain the water or whatever. Oh, dude, Jurassic Park Survival, holy shit. Yeah, that is like a dream project to work on. Or even like the Jurassic World Evolution games, like if I got to be involved with like the dinosaur design or something, like holy fuck, dude. Anything with that would be so cool. Do I think Sonic will be radio silent after the 3rd movie? No, I don't think so. That we're too far in the brand era now for them to slow down, I think. Although Sega are very incompetent, so I don't know. But I feel like they've really honed in on, like, after that drought, before like, around the time of the movie, the first one, I think they're now really honing in on, like, we need to fucking, like, spam out shit. Sonic stuff all the time. Also, I saw, so Miwo, that's how I say it? First way I said it was right. No, that's right. It burns it later. Yeah, like that. This boss is, like, really lame. It's just a fucking flamethrower thing. And it's just, like, another boss where you just kind of stand around and wait for a weak point. I do not like these in any game. Ah. Whoops, I was trying to go under the fire. Yeah, in this early point in the game, they're really like throwing out all those wasps at you all the time. Can I lock? I was trying to log onto the fucking bugs, dude. And I should say, actually, I know I was talking before about, like, in a previous stream about, like, oh, should I do a Patreon? I don't know. At this point, because, like, I'm leaving for America in, like, a month and a half, and so I just think, like, well, if I made a Patreon now, it's not a very great time to do it, because I'm going to be gone for a month and not making anything, so I'd probably pause the Patreon, because I wouldn't want people to be paying me when I'm not making videos, or streaming or anything. Like, I would feel bad if people were still giving me money when I wasn't making stuff. So it's, like, not really a good time for me to make one at the moment anyway. And then I'm probably just going to go back to actual work when I get back from America, regardless. So, I don't know. As much as it might help me a little bit to have a Patreon at the moment, it's probably just not even worth it. Although I did think, like, oh, I've got a big Sonic video coming soon, like, that would probably be a good draw for people if I say, hey guys, like, if you pledge to the Patreon now, you can get your name in the credits for the big Sonic video. But I don't know. I feel like if people really want to donate in some way anyway, then, like, that's what the streams and, like, the super chat stuff and, like, Ko-Fi is for anyway. It's not another thing there, is it? No. It's really lame how they... Okay, now I can... spring ball. So much faster than bomb jumping when you can actually do it properly. Get this guy. I keep worrying I'm gonna, because I'm like, I'm holding my control like under my desk and I flick it, I think I'm gonna like whack my hands into the desk. Alright, this one's on a timer. Shit, forgot about that. Dude, yeah, oh my god. I've actually been thinking quite a bit about like Jurassic Park stuff at the moment and how like, okay, if I do another video after the Sonic one, which I don't think I will, I think I'd like to get into some kind of game devy stuff for a bit. Just practicing. Go. But I've been thinking about like, maybe I should do like a Jurassic Park video next. But I don't know what about. I just know that I'd like it. If Jurassic Park Survival was out, I would make a video. Where's the cat? Sad news. Cat's fine. But Misty, the cat I had before on the streams, she has now been adopted. So she's not... She is no longer with us, but she's alive. She's just not... we don't have her anymore. So it's the sad part about fostering cats, is that you look after them and they love you, and then you've got to let them go on to their new homes. She was very nice though. She was definitely... I mean, it's hard to like even pick favorites from all the ones we've had though, because they've all been really nice. But she really liked me. Yeah, I had her little bed like right next to my desk just for her, because she was always coming in here. So yeah, unfortunately no cat at the moment. Maybe when we foster another cat, eventually, yeah, you might see another one, but that probably won't be for a little while, because we're going to be looking after, wait, hold on. We're going to be looking after one of my housemates' dogs. I think starting like tomorrow. So we're taking a break on cat fostering until after that. Right. Stuff up there, but that is like a different... Yeah, I need to get to the upper path. Okay, so I can't actually get through there at the moment. Right, I've got multiple bombs anyway, so I just need to go back and go to the other places that needed them. Yeah, she did. I think she did go to a good home. Like, we meet the owners, because like the new parents, because they come over and like see the cat and then take them home, so they kind of get to play with them a little bit and get a feel and go like, okay, yeah, like this is... Because they apply to adopt them beforehand anyway, so they're already interested, and then they come over and see them, and if they like them, which they always have, then they take them home that day as well. So yeah, it's sad, but also like, you know, get more used to it as time goes on, especially like... Oh shit. Especially when, like, you know, our first cats we fostered, we had them for 1.5 years. So like, that was really sad saying goodbye to them, because we had them for so long. Whereas these other ones we've only had for like a month at a time, so it's not as bad. And you know, we get them like knowing that oh shit. I know you can bomb jump up there, I've done it before. But yeah, we get them like knowing that, you know, it's just temporary. Ah, what the fuck? I pressed jump and didn't... She didn't jump. God, using this controller though, this is so much fucking better than the official Switch. Oh my god. The official Switch Pro controller, I say as I, you know, fuck up a jump and fall in acid. I've been very interested in learning what dinosaurs actually look like. Yeah, I mean, I find that extremely fascinating. Well, that's a thing that I don't think it would be a particularly original video, because a lot of people have already kind of talked about it in, like, you know, Jurassic Park dinosaur community stuff. But what I find really interesting is about the Jurassic World Evolution is like that new park building Sims. What controller am I using? It is the Ghillie Kit King Kong Pro 2. So it looks like an Xbox controller, but it's a Switch controller with gyro and everything. But you can use it as an X input as well. So it has a mode switcher up the top here. I don't know if you can see it very well. That light. So there's a Switch symbol, there's an Xbox symbol, like a Windows symbol. So you can flick between different. Yeah, I don't know if that's even in focus. But yeah, it's great. And then you can use it on PC as a Switch controller, so that you can. Okay, hold on. I know I've done it before. You can use it on PC as a Switch controller to get like gyro aim in PC games as well, which is what I've been using it for Resident Evil. Oh fuck! Come on. God, she's so slippery in a morph ball. No! Oh. I want that expansion. Ugh. I keep uncurling because I don't want her to roll off, because Samus actually has rolling physics with the morph ball. Isn't that crazy? A classic, iconic video game character translated into 3D with rolling physics. Come on. But yeah, the main reason I got this controller is because the official Switch controllers have, you know, horrendous stick drift. These controllers are built with, I forget the name of like what kind of thing they use. Oh, fucking, I know I've done this before. How do I, okay, hold on. Do I do that and then, no. Because if you were to bomb jump normally, you'd have to do that and then that, yeah. So, no. But yeah, they're built with, oh my god, dude, I know I've done it before. I have a video of me doing it before. Hold on, I need to check that now. Filter, Metroid Prime Remastered. Oh, my stupid screenshots. I know I've done it. How did I do it last time? Oh, go back. Go back. What the fuck? Oh man, I make it look so easy. Is this the way you're supposed to do it? The bomb jumping is a thing from 2D Metroid. So like you lay a bomb and then lay another one and then lay one when you're in the air, and then you can kind of do that. But you'll see in Prime up the top there's those 3 dots and they go away like when I lay a bomb. So those are like the amount of bombs you're allowed to lay in a period of time. And it is, oh, there we go, fucking hell. And it's basically just, it's like an anti-bomb jump, anti-sequence breaking kind of measure that I really don't like. It's like to stop people from bomb jumping out into space, which I understand. But to me, I'm just like, oh man, like come on, bomb jumping is fun. It's a lot more manageable in the 2D games, and you can do really cool shit with it. And so it's basically a way to avoid having to come backtrack later by using the tools you have now in really cool, creative ways to get stuff early. That's what I find is part of the appeal of Metroid compared to other Metroidvania type games. Is Metroid 2D anyway is like really focuses on letting you have that freedom of like, if you're good enough, you can get shit like way before you're meant to. And I think that's really cool. Okay, this is another scanning thing in here. Hall effect, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I remembered hearing Hall effect, but I didn't know if that was right. Yeah, so they completely eliminate stick drift. I think they're like magnetic or something. It's like some kind of thing where the underlying stick part like doesn't connect to like a gimbal the same way that the like I don't know. I don't know how controllers work and how they're made. That's completely out of my expertise. But yeah, they're designed to last like forever, basically. So I really hope that like those new Xbox controllers, like the next generation of Xbox controllers that do have gyro built in, will have that stuff too, which also means X input is going to have gyro, which is like such a big deal. I don't know how we still don't have gyro in Xbox controllers already. That's nuts to me. Gyro is so fucking important. Like, gyro is the only way I will play any kind of first person, like, aiming kind of game with a controller is with gyro. It changes everything. Would I recommend one? Absolutely. Especially if you play on PC as well, or on Xbox, and you want, like, a controller for both. Like, you don't need to get an official Xbox controller. You can just use this as well. So you get, like, 2-in-1. Or, I mean, technically, with Steam input reading Switch input anyway, you don't need the Xbox input, but, like, it's obviously it's more native. Like, you don't need to have it understand Switch input. You can just flick it over to the Xbox mode, and then games will read it as an Xbox controller anyway. But yeah, I would recommend this a lot. I mean, I still use my Xbox controller for the most part on PC, because it's like I just have it there, it's easier, and I use this for Switch, or I use this when like I specifically want to play games with gyro on PC. But that's only really because I already have an Xbox controller that still works great. So it's like, oh well, I don't need to fiddle around like changing it to the different input, blah blah. I'll just use this one for Switch, and then I'll use this one for PC. But yeah, it's great that you can just flick between different shit like that. And yeah, I got it because I thought like, well, whatever official Switch 2 Pro controller is probably not going to be great anyway. So if I get this now, I can surely just use it on Switch 2. Like, I would hope Switch 2 just lets you use this, like, Switch controllers as well. That would make sense. So then I don't have to get a new one. Yeah, also the D-pad on this is better than the official Switch Pro controller. I still wouldn't say it's great. I think the Series X controller D-pad is so much better. Which again is part of why, like, yeah, some of the buttons on this, they don't feel quite as nice, like, to press. Sometimes they can feel like a little bit sticky, just a tiny bit. But I don't know, it's not too bad. So yeah, I got it thinking like, well, I need it for like Zelda and Metroid Prime, because like the stick drift was driving me nuts, and Mario Wonder and everything when that came out. Even though I played Mario Wonder with the D-pad, but it's still reading input from the stick at the same time, so then it might like, you might be playing with the D-pad, but then the game's, like the Switch still thinks the left stick is moving as well, and it might fuck you up. So I got it because I knew I was going to play these games, but then also, yeah, like, oh, Switch 2 is coming eventually, and I will need, I don't know, this will just save me some money down the line, hopefully. And everyone recommended this controller, and I wanted to try it. Awesome. Out of my way, bitch. Samus is so slow. Wait, what am I missing here? Can I, like... What? No. Oh, no, it's full. Okay, right. I was too late. I thought for a second, like, wait, what? I haven't seen it do this before. Can I get in its mouth? Because like, that's kind of what it looked like for a moment. Asshole. Come on, come on, come on, come on. No, alright. Okay, so you can still stun it with the missiles and shit. Okay, now you're gonna let me through. How did I enjoy Mario Wonder? I thought it was okay. Like it was good. It was very good. I didn't quite feel like the wow, like this is an amazing new 2D Mario. It was kind of just like this is really good. I really like the character art style. Like I like the way all the characters look. But the actual just like game itself, I was like, this is like fine. I'm not really feeling like a crazy, I don't know, newness to this. And I haven't even played like the new Super Mario Brothers game, so to me it doesn't even have that like sense of stagnation or anything that other people might feel. But I thought it was okay. I also saw you asked, hi Steve, I also saw you asked about the Ark animated series, right in time for when Steve gets here. We did watch that. Personally, I was barely paying attention to it. I thought it was really boring. And just like Ark is one of those things, like if you're going to adapt Ark, it's basically not even like Ark, because like Ark is like a premise. It's not a story really. It's like a world and a setting that you can make a completely original story out of, which they kind of did, but I just felt like it wasn't good. Like I didn't care, and yeah, I was like barely paying attention when we were watching it. And yeah, I don't know. It was just lame. Like it just had a lot of that cheesy, typical. I don't know. I don't even know. I was barely watching it. I was barely paying attention. I thought it was so boring. Thoughts on Mario Odyssey? Amazing movement and some really cool platforming stuff. It just doesn't have enough platforming. That's my problem with Odyssey. It needs more. It needs less like turn a corner and find a moon like hidden under a rock, and it needs more of like actual big platforming sandboxy stuff. When you're doing that stuff in Odyssey, it's really fun. So I hope they eventually do some kind of sequel to it that really focuses on that element of the platforming. Do I think respect is earned, not given? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to respect people who are pieces of shit. I mean, I probably have, you know, a base level of, like, just simple respect for anyone I meet where I'm not going to be rude to them. But then, you know, if they're nice, then I'll be like, oh, okay, I have more respect. If they're not nice, then I'll be like, I've lost respect. I think someone had some other questions earlier about, like, some particular games, like what I thought of some certain games, or had I played some certain games. I don't remember what they were, though. So I apologize if whoever asked stuff like that is like still here. If you want to ask that again, feel free. I'm sorry if I don't get to anything and everything that people say. But yeah, there were a couple of comments before, like, "Oh, have you seen like this thing or played this thing?" And yeah, I'm sorry I didn't get to them. These enemies are kind of cool. I like the way they fuck with the visor when you get near them. You need the wave beam to take them out properly, though, I think, because if you charge beam them, yeah, missiles don't do anything. You just gotta run. Bullets don't work, John. Spider ball track. Yeah. Back where I was earlier. Now, some of these, I think if you break them with super missiles, they have stuff behind them. I don't think these ones do, though. Oh no, maybe this one does. Yeah, cordite. I think you need super missiles for that. Someday I really need to stream Metroid Dread on here. I just don't have a reason to at the moment because I'm busy working on the video. And I don't need Dread footage for the video. But Metroid Dread is a game I really should stream sometime. I fucking love that game. Alright, Magma Caverns, we got the berry suit, so let's go down. Yeah, Knuckles shows, sitcom-y stuff, that's not Sonic to me, and even regardless of that, it's just not the kind of thing I want to watch. It's not the kind of thing I find entertaining or funny. You know, and I'm the guy who's watching fucking Bluey and shit, okay? I just spent last night watching like 10 episodes of Bluey. Because Bluey's fucking awesome. And the Sonic movies are not. The Sonic movies feel like they're made for babies, more so than Bluey, which is like a show made for preschoolers. But also like very clearly made for adults and parents as well, which is why it's so good. Yeah, the Sonic movies to me fail as adaptations and they fail as their own thing because I just don't care. And I wouldn't necessarily say Odyssey is like actively brought down by all the other shit. I guess it's more so because like I went for 100%. If you're going for 100%, it is not fun. Like it gets pretty fucking bad. And also, you know, like your first time playing, you don't necessarily know in advance. Whoops, wrong button. You don't really know like what are the good moons to get and what are like the bad ones. You know, like you don't really know what's going to be boring and what's going to be fun. So you just kind of go for everything. I have the same issue with the new Zelda games as well, where like some of the shrines suck, some of the puzzles and like quests suck. But you don't know that until you do them, right? So if I think after Odyssey came out, I did a few like kind of speedrun playthroughs where I just ran through and got as much of the moons and just go, go, go. And like I remember that being quite enjoyable. Yeah, I do think like the other moons and stuff, they're not necessarily like ruining the game. It's just that like if you want to do everything in the game, you're getting kind of like fucked by it because it's kind of shitty. Get out of here, bitch. Now, is this the one with thingy in it? No? The artifact? I don't think I can get it yet anyway. I need the space jump. Magma Caverns is part of the reason I'm not like in love with this game. Like I love this game, but I'm not in love with it in the same way as like Super Metroid Dread and Zero Mission. Because you gotta fucking backtrack through here so many times. Ah! I don't know, I guess in a way some of the extra like moon shit in Odyssey, it kind of almost feels like Frontier's memory token shit, you know, where it is just kind of like you're just doing this shit for like the sake of it because you feel like you have to and not because it's like fun on its own. But then like the best stuff in Odyssey is just like really fun platforming. Because yeah, I think the movement in that game is great. I wish there were more moons that were just like in tricky spots and it was just about like figuring out how to get there with Mario's movement. I think that would be great. What's over here? Or do I need to go down? I forget. Do I need to go like down under here to reach that other door? Yes. I've not heard of Charles Perallo, no. Yeah, anyone who hates Bluey, I don't understand. I don't understand how you could hate Bluey. Unless you're like a weird conservative who thinks like, no, the show is like teaching me how to be a better parent, and I hate that because my children should suffer because I'm a horrible person. Oh no, they made like an offhand comment about a kid having two mums. No! Which is funny because they already like censor a bunch of that shit in America anyway, because it's fucking Disney handles the distribution of Bluey and everywhere outside of Australia. Like Australia, New Zealand. If I had kids, they would be watching Bluey all the time. Because I don't want to have to watch any other stupid shit. Like, I don't have kids now and I'm already watching it. So if my kids got into Bluey, I'd be like, oh, thank God. I just have to make sure they don't then get into Sonic. Yeah, I think that's the kind of slightly annoying thing. The Odyssey stuff with like the coins in hidden areas is like, okay, it's nice that the developers are like, hey, you know, good on you for like getting up here. We knew you could do that. But I do also think like, yeah, wouldn't it be cooler if it was like, I don't know, you got up there, found some secret thing, and there was like a moon up there, or like, I don't know, a secret outfit, or I don't know, just something. Oh fuck. Just something else, you know? Do I think putting a kick me sign on someone's back is okay as long as it's a joke? Doing morally questionable things with the justification of it being a joke is a bit of a slippery slope, if you ask me. Because then we're getting into intent behind actions that are unclear, and that's, you know, this is a great example of the whole thing about, like, that I talk about with, like, subjectivity and death of the author and stuff, of how, like, just because we know what the intent of the artist was when they made the work, it doesn't necessarily mean that our interpretation of it is, like, invalid or wrong, because it's different. Because in the end, if the artist didn't convey their intention clearly enough that we can have all these different interpretations and stuff. Okay, isn't this blocked off down here? Oh, I know there's a power-up under here. Power bombs. I can need... Oh no, where does this go? Huh, okay. I thought this was another one that's locked off. But yeah, just like, you know, if you can do something like bad, but then like, oh, but it was a joke, then it's kind of like, well, I don't know, then it's kind of like the same thing if someone has like a scene in a movie that's like questionable or something, but they're like, oh no, but it was like a joke, I didn't mean it, or... But then that's tricky too, because there are people that just blatantly misinterpret stuff, like people who watch Breaking Bad and think that Walter White is like the good guy because he's the main character. You know, like, just because he's the main character does not mean that the show is on his side. Quite the opposite. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ow. See, a lot of these hazards are kind of annoying too, because until you get the ice beam, you just kind of have to walk past them, or just tank the damage. Like, it's not really worth actually slowing down to avoid them, because you're just like, I just want to go. Use save room or no, that's right. That's the spider ball shortcut. Yep. I should probably walk in there so the room loads. There we go. On the map. Take me. I don't know if I would agree that the developers acknowledging that they know you can get there takes away from anything. I mean, like, maybe the happy medium is something more like Metroid, right? So in Metroid, it's like there's always these power-ups that you're supposed to try and get anyway, right? But the trick is more about like, can I get to them before I'm supposed to? So in that way, it's like you can get them the way you're supposed to get them, or you can find your clever way to get there early. And sometimes it is kind of like, ooh, like, did they know I could do that? Or like, am I like breaking the rules here? Like, so you're kind of doing the happy middle ground where you're still getting something for it that you're supposed to get anyway, but you're finding your own way to get it sooner than you're meant to. I think I said this in my Metroid Dread segment in my best and worst of 2021 video. I talked about Metroid Dread, and I said, I think I remember this line because I had to record it so many times because I kept fucking it up. I said, the power fantasy of sequence breaking comes from... it was something like reaching areas earlier than intended that you're not supposed to go to yet, or getting to earlier areas with later stuff, like bringing in a tool you got early that you're not meant to have yet into an earlier section to like skip over. It's, oh god, I don't know, I had like this, it's like a big line, and I kept fucking it up in the recording, like I couldn't remember it properly, like I kept saying it wrong, like tripping over my words. Okay, hold on, okay, so that's just taking me back. I still can't actually go. No. Right, okay, yeah, I probably want to go. Gotta go all the way back through here again. I do really enjoy the spin dash in Sonic Adventure, but I still don't quite view it as like the perfect 3D Sonic movement. I don't think the spam dash stuff is like my ideal, if that makes any sense. And I also just think, like, if you took out... I'm spoiling too much. I'm spoiling too much of the video here, but it's fine because what? There's like 25 people here. You know, no one watches the streams as much as people watch the actual videos. I make a point in that I don't think Sonic Adventure's movement would be fun anymore if you took out the spin dash. And like, well, it's like Sonic's only move, which is like, yeah, that's kind of the point. You know, you take out the spin dash and there's not really anything else to supplement it, because Sonic doesn't have, like, you can't even just like roll down hills. Like, you have to spin dash because Sonic can't just passively roll. Tails and Knuckles can for some reason. Not that it does a lot for them. And so I just think, yeah, like, you take out that spin dash. Let me up, oh my god. Yeah, you take out that spin dash and then suddenly Sonic Adventure is kind of really boring. Oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. I should have probably killed the fucker first. Ah, shit. I forgot this is no railings here. This is a power-up. Is it an energy tank up here, or is it a missile? No, a missile, okay. And yeah, I don't blame Adventure 1 too much, because it is like, it was, you know, the first try, basically. I'm just gonna fucking skip over this. But what frustrates me is the fact that they never improved that foundation going forward. Sonic Adventure is still like the best Sonic movement in 3D, and it was the first one. And like 25 years later, there's no improvement. I know some people say Frontiers, but like, I don't know. And even then, Frontiers only got like kind of okay after they fucking patched the game. And I make a point about that too, of like, hey, why did they need to patch in like basic movement features for Sonic? Why did they need to patch in the ability to jump without losing all of your fucking speed? Which, by the way, Forces didn't have that. Like, they had to consciously say, like, nah, let's make it that Sonic loses all speed when he jumps. That was a choice that they made in that open world Sonic game. Open zone, sorry. God, the rumble is so strong using that charge beam. I think, yeah, I don't think you can, like, tweak the intensity of the rumble on this either. It's just, like, on or off. Because my brother was using this controller and he was like, hey, can I, like, just, like, lower it? Because it's, like, really fucking strong. Oh, cyberspace. The shit they do in cyberspace drives me nuts. Because, like, they have slopes. And the slopes are just, like, completely scripted. Don't I lower these platforms? Am I insane? Or is that a space jump thing? Maybe it's a space jump thing. I thought that was like a thing where I lower these. No, I think I'm thinking of the later area. There's like a later bit in like a mining area near phase on mines. Duh. Yeah, where I think you do that. I think that's for when I have the space jump. Yeah, the ramps in cyberspace are scripted, like all of them. I'm pretty sure, because I tested it for the video. The ramps have like a launch trigger on the end of them. So Sonic doesn't actually launch off the ramps naturally. Oh, Phendrana Drift, fucking here we go. He goes up the ramp, and then at the tip of the ramp, the game says, okay, launch Sonic now. So you can stand on the ramp, and Sonic will bounce, like, repeatedly off the edge of the ramp. It's still in the game. I found it across multiple ramps. Oh yeah, Frontiers has fundamental problems. It's not, I said from the beginning, you can't just patch out the problems of Sonic Frontiers. It's core. It's the way the game is built. It's the level design. It's the movement. It's the control. It's the fact that the controls are modular, you know, and that like the player can change them. That's part of the problem too. Like it's everything. Because, like, no matter what you do, Sonic's gonna have that super glue on his feet as well, you know? So... Oh, yeah. Phendrana Drifts. Fucking great music. Great visuals. Love this fucking area. Just the life that they put into it, you know, just like the little creatures moving around and the wind, the snow, and obviously the music does a lot of heavy lifting. Sonic fans love to say this game could have been great if it went for X and Y, and it's like, yes, if the thing didn't have problems, it would be better. Me and my friends have a joke from, I think, someone we heard in like a Discord server once or a call or something talking about Sonic 06 and like trying to fix it or whatever. We have a joke which is like, yeah, Sonic 06 would have been good if it wasn't bad. Because that's basically what everyone says. Well, Sonic is, you know, it would have been good if they just, you know, didn't do this and this and this and this and this and all this stuff. And you're like, yeah, but they didn't. The game's bad. Like, yeah, I can see how in an alternate fucking reality it might have been good. I need plasma beam for this. But like, I'm sorry, what we have is not good. I don't play Metroid Prime and then imagine, actually, I have the speed booster. Oh, this game's great now. Like, I play what I have, you know? I play the game that I'm that I'm given. And also, yeah, Sonic fans love to only compare Sonic games to other Sonic games. So, like, it's always like, well, you know, it's better than this one. And I go like, yeah, but so is like every other game I've ever played that I enjoy. Because I play good games. Okay, now this needs to be unlocked in the environment, right? There's like a... Yeah, there's like a thing I gotta find. I really should remember more of this. I've played Prime, like, I don't know, probably like 5 times now. Because this, what did it say, it was Radeon or something? Radeon. I don't know what breaks. Oh, okay. Yeah. There we go. Dude, nothing, like, people got really mad at me for when I brought this up back when I used Twitter. When I said with Frontiers, right, that, like, everyone was comparing Frontiers to a hypothetical sequel game before Frontiers was even out. And I just thought, like, because they'd be like, oh, this game looks great, but, like, I'm really, yeah, this is, like, a good start. I can't wait to see how they fix this in the next one. And I was like, wait, hold on. You're saying Frontiers is, like, great and amazing, but you haven't even played the game yet. The game's not out. But you've already identified issues with it and areas that you think need improving for the sequel. The hypothetical sequel that we don't even know exists yet because the fucking first game hasn't come out. And I just had to think, like, I can't imagine doing that for any other game or thing ever. Like when Metroid Dread was coming out, I didn't look at it and go like, oh, can't wait to see how they make this better in Metroid 6. Like, I hadn't even played Metroid Dread yet. I was excited for Dread because it looked good. I know Sonic Twitter people are stupid. Oh, apparently there's going to be ads running in like 50 seconds, by the way. That's what YouTube's telling me. It's going to play some ads for you guys. Money for me! Don't worry, guys. If you donate $100, it skips the ads. Trust me. You guys should like all try that right now. Obviously, I'm joking. Don't don't cancel me for e-begging. I'll be fine. I have money. Why are these things called she-goths? It's such a weird name. Like it sounds like they're, you know, like women at Hot Topic. These are goth babes right here, Steve. Get Kim on the line. Ah. But yeah, with that whole, I try not to, you know, I don't want to like just be complaining about Frontiers forever and Sonic fans forever. I'm sure there are people that are upset with it. There's probably someone watching who's just like, dude, can you talk about fucking Metroid Prime right now? Like the game you're playing? But yeah, I really did find that logic so strange of like, so you're excited for this new Sonic game, but you've already identified all these things about it that you think are bad and that need improving. Like you're passively admitting problems with the game that need to be resolved, or that you believe need to be resolved. Otherwise, why would you be talking about this stuff? And I got all this pushback. No, that's not what we mean at all. We think Frontiers is peak and it's gonna be amazing and great. And I'm like, but do you not understand like how I don't know. How can you not see that? That like you're admitting there are problems with the game. Really, if this could run at just like 4K or something, this would be fucking perfect. Like the 1080p is not that distracting, even on my big 4K TV on my desk, but like would be better if this was higher than 1080p. I forget how to get that missile expansion up there. Do I think Frontiers is good with mods? I wouldn't know because I haven't played with mods because I don't play Frontiers. I'm sure it's better. I'm sure if you get like momentum fix, homing attack fix, like, you know, get all these fucking mods to fix how broken Sonic's movement is. Super glue fix. I don't think anyone's done that one. I think that one's like baked into the movement. Alright, that's fine, Steve. Yeah, I'll probably be in later when I'm back to editing. Just figured I should stream today because I needed footage of this game soon anyway for the editing part, and hadn't streamed in a while, so should have gotten back to it. Maybe after the Sonic video is done, I might stream a little bit more, just for the sake of streaming, not for recording. Play more Pizza Tower. I need to play more of the noise update. Probably be playing some Sea of Thieves because that new update is out with the fucking SpongeBob windbag and shit. And fucking, I only tried it like a tiny bit. Not the windbag, I haven't even found it yet, but just the update in general with like walking on the harpoon lines and shit. It looks fucking awesome. I cannot wait to get into fights of people's treasure with that shit. Boost Ball, I think, is next, right? This is where I get Boost Ball. God, this music is so fucking good! Dude, is that a Sonic checkerboard pattern? Are we in a Sonic game right now? It's really actually quite interesting to me sometimes with like Frontiers and some of the movie stuff. Like, it's really fascinating to me now to kind of feel like I'm on the outside a little bit. Because usually with Sonic stuff, like I keep up with Sonic things and I know all the Sonic shit. Like I have all this fucking Sonic knowledge. But then like I'll hear people talk about stuff in Frontiers of like, oh, like this boss and this song and all this shit and this lore, and I'm kind of like, I don't even know what you're talking about, because like I haven't been paying attention. I haven't been keeping up. And I don't know, it's actually almost kind of nice to just like not care, you know, to just not be associated with Sonic hyper specific detail shit anymore, to just kind of feel more like a passive observer. Just going like, I don't fucking, oh, what do you think of this cyberspace song or something? I'd be like, I don't know what that is. I've probably never heard it before outside of in the game, because I've never listened to the Frontier soundtrack on its own, because I think it sucks. I mean, I do still want at some point to actually just like sit down and listen to the boss themes on their own and see if I maybe like them a little bit more, but I am still not, they're not really my kind of music. You know, I like the Metal Gear Rising boss themes, but even they're like pushing it just a little bit for me of what my kind of typical genre interests are. The cyberspace music, I think, is quite fucking awful, to be honest, in Frontiers. I really don't like it. I know people got really mad at me when I said some of it was dubstep. I didn't mean that every single song in cyberspace was dubstep, but that's what people took it as, and like, okay, whatever. But I did, like, when I played some cyberspace the other day to get footage of it for my video, I did notice, like, man, a lot of these songs kind of really... What the fuck? I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. A lot of these songs are, like, really bleeding into each other for me. Like, they all kind of have this same, like, EDM sound. Maybe not dubstep. Again, I'm not going to pretend that that I know that much about musical genres and can differentiate the difference between, like, dubstep and just EDM. But a lot of them really do sound the same. Everyone's like, oh, cyberspace has all these different genres, and I'm kind of like, does it? Like, maybe sub-genres of, like, electronic dance music, I don't know, but like a lot of this sounding really similar to me right now. Yeah, I gotta come back here when I have like Wave Beam anyway, so Wave Beam and Space Jump, I think. Ridley? No? Oh, yeah. Oh, the Colors Ultimate music. Ooh. Yeah, man, that shit was bad. Bit of aliasing on that shadow. Just, there's like those little things. You're like, oh, if we weren't stuck on the Switch, oh, imagine what this could have looked like. I mean, I still think this looks incredible, but like, again, that's why I'm scared with Prime 4. I desperately fucking want them to put Prime 4 on Switch 2. Okay, now that I have Boost Ball, trying to remember where I go next. Oh, I gotta go all the way back to fucking Talon Overworld, don't I? Because I don't have Spider Ball, so I can't climb up shit yet. Have I ever played any of the Mario RPGs? No, I have not. I'm not really an RPG guy in general. And yeah, my Mario stuff is just platformers, really. What will be the excuse for Green Hill in the next Sonic game? Maybe they'll hear the feedback of like, hey, Sonic Frontiers doesn't even look like a Sonic game at all. The environments are so drastically different from what we like about Sonic, and they'll just set the next game on South Island. Look guys, Sonic's back in Green Hill again. At this point, can we really put it past them? Oh dude, I would love if they went back to the musical style of Unleashed. I love the music of Unleashed and Adventure 1 and all that stuff. Those are like my favorite. That and like Mania are my favorite Sonic soundtracks. I love them. And that's the point I'm making in my video of like, hey, I love the classic style of music a lot. Like, I fucking love the classic music. But I also really like a lot of the modern, like, Adventure, Unleashed style music. Why can't we have both? Why can't we have a 3D game that plays like a mix of classic and adventure and has music from sort of both of these styles? Why does it have to be just one or the other? And Pariah made like a really great point about this with like the classic modern debate shit that people do, of like how people say like they don't actually care that much about classic Sonic, or like or that like, oh, classic Sonic's fine, it just needs to stay in its lane or whatever, and yet like, well, okay, well then how come people were mad about Superstars simply existing? Because like before Superstars came out, when it was just announced, when we didn't really know how bad it was going to be yet, and people were mad just because it wasn't a modern Sonic game. And so it's like, okay, but like I thought after Sonic Mania, everyone was like, yeah, it's fine to keep doing classic Sonic games with classic Sonic, just don't put him in the modern games. So then they make a new classic Sonic game and everyone gets mad that modern Sonic's not in it. Which is like very interesting. Again, not necessarily the same people making these points, but you know, just it's interesting hearing that general sentiment kind of shift of like what everyone is saying and what everyone's getting mad about. And then like, yeah, it's just sort of like, okay, well, classic did its own thing, so why is that a problem? But then also, yeah, how do you think people would react if the next 3D Sonic game played exactly like whatever, you know, we've had before, like the same, but it was a classic Sonic game, like, or just you played as classic Sonic? So like all the same like frontiersy gameplay and everything, but it was just like, oh, it looks like a classic game, you play as classic Sonic. Like, I think people would be fucking furious, even though it apparently, I don't know, like wouldn't be a problem. Like, I don't know, it's just, watch his video about it instead. I think it was just called like talking about classic Sonic or something. Oh fuck, I'm gonna die in here. Yeah, watch his video. It was very good. Because I just found myself agreeing, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure all these people who pretend, like, oh, no, we don't, like, hate classic Sonic that bad or whatever, and then you think, like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure you would be really mad if they made a 3D classic Sonic game, even if it didn't affect the gameplay, even if it was just an art style change. I think that was the point. It was like classic Sonic should just be an art style change, and he was like, okay, well, how would you actually react if the next 3D Sonic game was a classic game? I don't think you would be happy. I think you would be very mad about it. And yeah, I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it. Because I agree, like, I think people would be very upset. I would love it. Well, if the gameplay still sucked, I wouldn't love it, because, like, Superstars is a classic Sonic game, and I still think that game is fucking shit. Like, I really hope all the people who think I am just a blind classic cuck for some reason, I really hope they see that I didn't like Superstars. But I don't know, they won't care. They'll just follow whatever fits their little story about me, about a person they don't know. It was like with Jeb, when like everyone thought Jeb was gonna love Frontiers. Like, isn't this what you asked for? And he's like, no, like on the surface level, what? Because it has adventure references? Like, that's not what I want. Oh, what's a dinosaur that's really underrated in terms of popularity? I don't know, because a lot of the popular dinosaurs are popular for a reason, and it's because they're fucking awesome. I quite like Cryolophosaurus. But it is just, you kind of, you know, the thing you realize with popular dinosaurs is they all kind of fill their own separate niche, right? So you've got T-Rex as like your big apex predator theropod, big giant, you know, scary monster, in quotes, kind of thing. And you've got Triceratops as your ceratopsian, Stegosaurus as your stegosaurid, you know, a Velociraptor in quotes, when what most people think of Velociraptor is Deinonychus because of Jurassic Park, you know, as like your small theropod raptor type. And, you know, you just kind of go through, like, all the big popular dinosaurs, they're all, like, it's like one of each kind of class of dinosaur. And so that's the thing, like, Cryolophosaurus I think is really cool and pretty, but it is, like, kind of a similar niche as like T-Rex and raptors. You know, it's a big theropod with a cool display feature on its head. Spinosaurus is like a rare exception, I think, purely because it's a Spinosaurid. It's got those crocodilian features to set it apart from T-Rex, especially nowadays because Spinosaurus is so different to what we used to think. It barely even looks like a theropod or like a traditional theropod anymore. But yeah, you know, like Brachiosaurus, Brontosaurus, like your big sauropods, like it's all kind of like you get one of each niche, of each type. This is mothball bombs, right? Yeah. It's almost getting hard to see the screen because I've got my window still open next to me a little bit with a little bit of light, and it's like filling up the wall behind me, so it's those dark areas are a little bit hard to see because I've got white glare, a tiny bit of glare. Ah, I'm getting Space Jump now, that's right. Unfortunately, Space Jump kinda shitty in Prime. Or it's not the same. Not the same as it once was. I mean, the Sonic movies are already a cinematic universe, basically. I mean, a cinematic universe is just a series of films that connect to each other outside of direct sequels, right? So they've already got the Knuckles show, and like that little short animation thing they did, which I saw little clips of. Yeah, they got all that stuff. So it's already basically a cinematic universe. Pardon me. It just depends on how far they want to push that. You know, if the Sonic movies were good, I wouldn't really have a problem with them wanting to do more stuff. Like, let's have a Shadow movie or a Tails, you know, like whatever. Like, if they were actually good, I'd be like, okay, like, sure, why not? But I have no reason to think that any of them will be good. Okay, Space Jump means that I can go... Do I just have to go back to Phendrana again? Is this that part of the game where it just makes you go back and forth and back and forth? I always forget. So I think some of this... I know there's something in here that needs grapple beam. I think it's in there, maybe. That needs wave beam, which I don't have. Magma. Do I need space jump in Magma? Oh, maybe for that extra little platform bit that I couldn't reach. Yeah, to get up there. Yeah, I think I need to go back through Magmor and Phendrana again. Someone questioned if you even liked Sonic because you said SA2 is overrated and you don't want Hypersonic to come back. Hypersonic is like a funny little one-off thing. I don't really get the push for Hypersonic to return. I don't really understand. Like, it was just a funny little thing for one, I don't know, like one game. Is there anything in Chozo Ruins that needs space jump? I don't remember. Thank God they actually color key the doors in this game, unlike Super Metroid default. I'm pretty sure I gotta go back to Magma. Do I think Frontiers looks like Gmod? Yeah, basically. Oh. I think Frontiers looks quite horrible. Like, the environments on their own are fine, but there's nothing Sonic about it, you know? Okay, that's Chozo Ruins. Yeah, I want to go up. Like, Frontiers, yeah, it looks like it's part of a different game, and that's because it kind of is, because it is just Quixel Megascan's asset pack stuff. Like, it literally is made with Quixel Megascans. Which is fine, there's nothing wrong with using asset packs. But for a Sonic game, I would question the, I would question the intent behind that. That would be like using asset packs for a Mario game, you know? Like, why would you do that? Alright, back down. Oh, having to justify the shit in-game is so lame to me. Where they're like, oh yeah, this is why, like, you see rails and floating things, and it's just... Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Let me play Frontiers in peace. Now here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna buy Sonic Frontiers, you're gonna play it, and you're gonna tell me it's peak. If you don't think it's peak, then we're gonna have a problem. Now I don't think you wanna have a problem. Ow. No, it would be like, if anyone asks, I played it, it was peak, that's all I know. Oh, that fucking, the vibration, man, on the controller. The charge beam. Shaking the gyro around. Ow. Spin dash. This game has a better spin dash than Frontiers. Like, it still really surprises me how much everyone, like, praised the Frontiers spin dash. And I'm like, guys, this is just the Lost World spin dash again. I mean, it's a slightly better Lost World spin dash because at least you can kind of do, like, big jumps and shit with it. But that's still also just because, like, you turn off the jump decel and stuff, which is, like, its own separate thing that made the game better. Jesse is a Sonic fan, so he'd be like, "Oh, yo, Mr. White, I got this new Sonic Frontiers. Oh, this shit's the bomb, yo." He is a canonical Sonic fan. Right, here we go. Damn. I forget. I think I mentioned it last stream, but I have also finished all of Better Call Saul now. Very good show. I mean, just as good as Breaking Bad, if not better. Very, very well made. Right. Okay. Yep. Jesse playing All Stars Racing was integral to his character. It was so fucking jarring watching that show and hearing fucking, yes, like hearing fucking Jason's, oh, okay, it's just the artifact. Hearing fucking Jason Griffith's voice coming out of it, like, just so bizarre. Watching, like, yeah, watching fucking Breaking Bad and then hearing, like, "Whoa, here I come!" And then hearing, like, the music to Wave Ocean and shit, like, just fucking weird. Okay, so I gotta go back through Fendrana then, because that was just to get the thing. Yeah, cool. The artifact. Yep. Yep. I think I mentioned in the Team Sonic Racing video, one of them, that I really don't like the first All Stars Racing. I'm not a fan of that game. I love Transformed, but the first one is just... There's something, like, wrong about it to me. It just feels so empty and, like, boring and kind of annoying. Like, I think the sound design is terrible. What are my thoughts on 2D Sonic with the Freedom Planet 2 art style? The environment art style of Freedom Planet 2 I'd be okay with. I'm not as big on the Freedom Planet 2, like, character artwork. I don't know, though. I mean, I think that's more so, like, the portrait stuff. The sprites I still think are fine. But there is a very, like... Freedom Planet 1 kind of has, like, a classic Sonic-y more feel to it, and then Freedom Planet 2 feels more like a modern Sonic, kind of stretch the characters out, make them older, you know, sort of thing. Dude, can you imagine if they're, like, Breaking Bad today, where they're, I don't know, like, they walk in and Jesse's watching, like, the Sonic movie or something? Like, you see that fucking ugly CG Sonic on screen. You're just like, oh, ouch. I wonder how that works, actually, with, like, clearance for showing stuff on screen, because, like, showing a movie on screen in another movie, I think, is a lot more, like, money and negotiation stuff than showing a game, from what I know. Like, I would assume it's like that, especially because, like, a game is transformative. You know, watching someone play the game is not the same as watching the game. Oh fuck, I forgot about that. I forgot they zoom in on you when you charge beam. That's why they put it there. Can I missile it? Oh, okay. Whereas, yeah, like, watching a scene of a movie in another movie is, like, kind of the same thing as, you know, just watching the movie on its own. So it's less transformative, so you do need a bit more, like, attention to, like, getting clearance for that and, you know, making sure people are okay with it and that you're getting permission or paying for it or whatever you have to do. But yeah, I do just wonder about, like, what hoops do you have to jump through to show fucking Sonic 06 on screen? I think they had, like, Rage as well or something. They had, like, an id software game, like Jesse's playing it and he's, like, shooting at the screen, which I don't even think... I think they had to, like, make that up. Like, that wasn't actually a thing. Because he was playing it like a light gun game, where you just aim at the TV, and I was like, I don't You need like a Wiimote or something for that. I don't know. The first All-Stars just... Like, there's not even any new music. The only cool thing it has to me is that, like, all the characters have unique vehicles, but that's kind of it. Everything else about that first All-Stars Racing, I don't like it. These guys have cool designs. They remind me of something, I don't know what. But yeah, they're making me think of, like, some other creepy little, like, alien monster design. Oh, I do agree. The character animation, I mean, in all of them, is quite horrific. Right, one of these I gotta break, right? Brimstone. There you go. Sorry about that. I also don't like how Transformed changed all the power-ups to be these weird, like, generic fucking things. Like, that was very strange. That almost felt like... What? No? I thought I had to sneeze. That almost felt like it was originally, like, not a Sonic game, you know? Like kind of that feeling where you're like, wait, how come it, like, doesn't have Sonic-y Sega power-ups anymore? Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was like an inherently terrible idea to make TSR just a Sonic racing game, but the issue is like, but this is like, you know, a Sega funded thing, so it's going to be like really cheap and shitty, and it's just going to reuse everything from all these other Sonic games. Like, I do think the charm was in kind of having all that Sega stuff, but also from like a widespread kind of marketing, like, business perspective thing. Like, I get why they did it, but I don't think, I don't know, I don't think the extra Sega stuff was like hindering the other games. Like, I'm sure they still sold, they still had Sonic in the title and Sonic on the cover. It just also had other Sega stuff. So I don't know, I feel like they probably just decided there's no fucking point doing all this other Sega shit because we actually have to make new stuff. Whereas if we make it just a Sonic racing game, we can just reuse more Sonic assets from Generations and Forces and Colors and whatever. Unleashed. So that might have actually been part of it. Oh, we can just reuse all these character models. We don't have to do as much new stuff. Or as in, we don't have to pay the actual studio doing the work to do as much new stuff. Yeah, I was agreeing with you before, Alejandro. Yeah, I want that musical style back, and I want the classic, funky jazz fusion kind of New Jack Swing sound back as well. Don't have to wait for this fucker to open its mouth. Or do I have to shoot the spikes on its back? I don't remember. Right, so just another wait around until the boss lets you hit it thing. Boring. There we go. TSR does have some reused stuff, I think, but a lot of it is new. The soundtrack to TSR is very good. There's a lot of great remixes in there. Alright. God, the charge beam. It's so hard to aim. Whoops, I instinctively hit, because in this remaster you can jump with the shoulder, like the left shoulder button. But I instinctively pressed R instead, the right one, because I'm thinking of Penny. Penny's big breakaway lets you do that. Okay, now, I have to come back with Plasma Beam to melt that ice. Yeah, TSR has great music. The Sandopolis one and like the Sand Ocean tracks and stuff, they're quite a highlight for me. Bam. Great particle effects in this too. Prime 3 has really good particle effects. Like, I remember when I first played it and I saw the way the charge beam looked, I was just like, holy fuck, that looks so nice. Yeah, the levels that came back from Transformed, where you can no longer transform, yeah, they didn't feel great. Because, yeah, it was like the whole fun of this was like the different routes you could take by transforming, or... Like, I think the coolest ideas Transformed had was when it like, interconnected the different vehicle types, so that you'd be on the boats and there'd be a ramp you could take to shortcut into the jet section early, so then you were faster and you were kind of flying above everyone on the boats. Like, I wish there was more crossover with the different vehicles. I think that would have really made Transformed go from being like a really good kart racer to just being like, holy fuck, this is like incredible. Especially, yeah, if they could like interact more. So if someone in a plane could have a bit more interaction with the guys still in like cars and boats like beneath them and stuff. But then I don't know, maybe there's like a balance problem there where like, well, if you're in the plane form, like how are you not just automatically better than everyone in the cars and boats? Oh yeah, the Sonic RTs, oh my god. That was so dumb. Where it was like, oh, it might be like a Sonic R kind of thing. Nope. It's another kart racer. Oh, but you know, maybe it'll have some more like Sonic R music or levels. Nope. Just, can you feel the sunshine in the little fucking gachapod thing? Very lame. Okay. Wave beam. I need to go back to the future. Gotta go all the way back to fucking Chozo Ruins now, right? Yes. Yeah, okay. That is the annoying thing with the progression in this game, is it basically is like you get a power-up and then you go to like the one location you can use it on. And that's like the only way forward. I do agree. I think that in general, Sonic's only marketing tactic at this point basically is nostalgia baiting, and not necessarily the classic stuff, but I think it is just in general that thing of like, hey, adults, you remember Sonic when you were a kid? Well, now Sonic's back and he's doing crazy cool things now. Look, he's doing what you like in all the other games you play now, because you don't play Sonic anymore because it's bad. But look, this Sonic game reminds you of Breath of the Wild. You like that game. So now it's like Sonic, this thing you like, doing this other thing you like. What's the point of this here. Is this like a thing where I can come out? Nope. Okay. Oh, fuck. No, we're good. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why they've never done more like racing stuff with the boost formula, or or having like a an online race mode in Generations and stuff. Like they've just never done that. Feels kind of obvious. Do I want to go back to Talon Overworld, or because I need to go to Shows of Ruins anyway, right? Is there anything in Talon for Wave Beam? No. Okay. I don't even mind like the piano music in Frontiers. Like it's not very memorable to me, but I think that piano backing stuff in the overworld is nice. But it's not very Sonic-y. Like for me, hold on. Oh, jeez. For me, like a Sonic piano score needs to be like that really up-tempo jazz fusion-y style, you know, like a Stardust Speedway Quartz Quadrant piano. That's what I associate Sonic piano with. And maybe a few, you know, relaxing tracks from like Unleashed and stuff as well, but just those are for more like your quiet hub worlds and stuff. But for like main game running around music, and it is hard with open worlds though, because like the player has their own pace, they kind of dictate. So that's why Breath of the Wild doesn't have the constant da 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 da, because it would get a bit annoying. But Breath of the Wild also isn't afraid to let you have a bit of silence too, where there's just no music for a bit, and you just feel the wind around you. Frontiers, I don't think, really does that. Am I going the right way? Yeah. Okay. Oh, that piano song in the Final Horizon bit? Yeah, I was watching back some footage of that just yesterday, I think, while editing, and I was thinking like, oh yeah, I remember this little piano track was actually kind of alright. I just think it's maybe a bit too repetitive, like it needed to be a longer loop or something. Maybe a bit more variation. But yeah, that wasn't like a bad bad piece of music. I might need to blow my nose. I'm a little sniffly now after all that sneezing. Is this where... Okay, never mind. Can I hug the wall? No. Where's the Chozo artifact? I haven't gotten it yet. Oh, well, I think I've missed it already then. I'll have to come back for it another time. Ow! Let's do a safety save. And I'm gonna blow my nose real quick, so I'll be right back. Save, yeah. Just realized it's raining outside. That's nice. I will keep playing for a little bit longer, but probably not too much longer. When I have lunch and get back to editing the video now that I've got my Prime footage ready for when I need it. I think I've got just about enough for what I'll need for the video. If I need any more, I can just do it afterwards on my own. Yeah. Ah, fuck. Oh, that Knuckles theme is fucking awful. I hate that one. It's time to take it slow. Like, that's all I remember. It's just that over and over. Pissed me off. But that main piano theme you're hearing as Sonic when you're doing the platforming stuff, I remember quite liking. I just want to know what's happening in Prime 4, man. I just want to know that the game is still real. And also, I wouldn't mind... I mean, I'm not in a rush for Metroid 6, but... oh, come on. But I would like to know that it's a thing that we're going to get. I think Metroid 6 should be like... Samus... Like, the twist is that now Samus has all these cool new Metroid powers or something. Although, but then it's hard to tell, right? Because, like, the ending of Dread is, like, kind of vague. We can't really tell, is it saying that, like, Samus doesn't have her Metroid DNA anymore? Because, like, the Chozo X parasite, like, goes back into her, and then she doesn't have the Metroid suit anymore? Or is she still a Metroid? Like, it's very vague. And that really bothered me when playing it, because it was this whole, like, this is the end of the Metroid story arc or something. And I'm like, is it? Because this doesn't feel like an ending. Like, the whole stuff with Ravenbeak feels very climactic and everything, but then everything else, you're just like, what? What the fuck? Like, what's going on? Okay, I'm gonna go that way. Wait, it's not this one, right? No, next one. Oh, hold on. Don't forget. Don't be late. Get in there. There we go. Sorry for being a little bit sniffly. I was a little, like I was sick a while ago, like a month ago when I was finishing the Penny video, but, oh, shit. Oh, I need Spider Ball for this. I don't remember where I'm actually meant to go next with the Wave Beam. Ah. Was I meant to still be in Phendrana the whole time? Maybe I was. I don't remember. There might have been an area in Phendrana Drifts I was supposed to go to with the Wave Beam. Shit. Because you do get Spider Ball in Phendrana, don't you? Where else can I use the Wave Beam? Try going through here, but I'm pretty sure... maybe in... Pretty sure that needs the Grapple Beam. Which I don't have. Something back there with a door without color. ice beam door. Right, that one I needed. Is that multiple bombs I needed to get up there? Maybe, it might be something through there. I'll keep looking. I don't remember. Not as familiar with this game as the 2D ones. And I have hints off, so it doesn't tell me where to go. I think at this point I'm just really sick of everything to do with Frontiers, and I just desperately want us to get, like, an actual, like, new 3D Sonic game that, I don't know, is good. Like, we don't have to think about Frontiers anymore. Right, I didn't even go through there, did I? Such great detail. Right, yeah. This one needs grapple beam. Don't have a grapple beam. And it's a wave beam door back there. Frontiers is a great step in the right direction for this 30-year-old franchise. Yeah, you're right. I have a pretty direct rebuttal of that in the new video. I directly say, like, how can Sonic Frontiers be seriously considered a step in the right direction when it, you know, still has all the same problems as Sonic Adventure 25 years before it. Ow. Okay. I want to go, yes, through here. Right, well, there's another thing up there I can get. So slow. Oh, shit. Really? Okay. This is probably just an energy tank then. Oh, the missile doors. The gray symbol. Right, okay. Silly me, though. Oh, no, okay. Spider Ball room. Is this one just for a power-up? Or is this something I can just get now? No, okay. Yeah, again, Pariah just made a video about, like, the hypothetical Frontiers sequel. And yeah, how, like, if we're being realistic here, it's probably not going to change a lot about, like, the foundation of Frontiers. It's probably going to be a very safe, like, cash grab, let's just do the same thing again with some very, very minor improvements. But it's Frontiers needs, like, fundamental, massive changes to make it actually good, and I just don't see that happening. I would love if it did. I would love, like, here's a Sonic Frontiers sequel that actually plays like a Sonic game. And looks like a Sonic game. Sounds like a Sonic game. And then even that, I mean, that whole statement, what I just said, that's basically another, like, kind of big point in my video, is, like, I can say, I wish this was more like a Sonic game, but that in of itself is kind of like, what do you mean? What even is a Sonic game at this point? Because Sonic has been all this different fucking shit, and no one can really decide on what Sonic is. I really shouldn't spoil too much more of the video, but yeah, that is like a pretty big kind of statement part in it. Okay, I'm gonna check over here, because there might be, I don't know, but I feel like I have to go back to Fendrana. We'll have a look. And then I can go back to Fendrana, do a little bit more, and then I'll probably finish up. Yeah. More games need to let you jump with the shoulder buttons. It's nice. Alright. So... okay, yep, keep going through here. Been playing Penny's Big Breakaway and Demon Turf. Didn't even buy Sonic Origins Colors Ultimate Superstars. Yeah, good. Right, okay. Oh no, okay, I need the Spider Ball to even get up there in the first place. Yep, okay. Yep. And this otherwise won't. Yeah, yep, because I can't even try to bomb jump. Oh, maybe... I don't know. Come on. Nah, I don't think you can do that. Yeah, and then this is just an empty room. Yep, alright. Back to Fendrana then. Demon Turf is a 3D platformer, but the characters are 2D and sprite-based. Okay, I haven't heard of that game. I don't think I've heard of it. Is it new? I've been meaning to finally start Rain World soon. I bought that a while ago. Just haven't played it yet. That's a Matthew Matosis recommendation. And it was on sale for like $10, so I picked it up a while ago. Just haven't gotten to it yet. I've been playing too much Monster Hunter. Still been playing a lot of Monster Hunter Rise. Sunbreak. Very good. Alright, let me check the map for Fendrana. Alright. Oh, do I need the boost ball to get up there, and then that takes me to the other shit? Oh, and there's a wave beam door right there. Okay, yep. Fuck me, then. Fucking stupid. It's my fault. Anton Blast demo? Yeah, I saw that game in the Nintendo Direct, and I was like, oh, this is like a really fun style. Like, clearly like another, you know, kind of like Pizza Tower. It's another like Wario Land kind of spiritual successor thing. But yeah, the art style and music, I remember, like really caught my eye in that Nintendo Indie World. And I thought maybe I'll have to give it a go. Oh, I love backtracking all the way back to Fendrana Drifts again. I'm gonna go through here, back to fucking Talon Overworld, back to Magma Caverns. Or is there a quicker way? Magma Caverns North? Can I get back through there quickly, or can I not even reach it? Do I have to take the long way? I don't think I can get back up there, can I? It's a one-way out. The door doesn't even open on this side. That's so lame. Maybe just go back through Talon Overworld then. Wait, hold on. Now I gotta remember where that takes me. No, okay, that'll work. Yeah, definitely play Pizza Tower. Pizza Tower's great. Oy. Metroid Other M was your first Metroid game. What kind of impression did that leave on you? Like, have I played Hollow Knight? Yes. I've played a lot of Hollow Knight. I'm still very, very looking forward to Silk Song whenever it, you know, finally fucking shows up. And I understand the wait. I'm not, like, mad at the developers. I totally get it. Games are hard. Games are very hard to make. They take time. Yeah. But it is still just like, holy shit, when is that game coming out? Especially because it was like meant to come out last year, right? It was in that Xbox shit. It was in that Xbox shit. It was in that Xbox showcase where they said like everything in this showcase will be out within the next year. And Hollow Knight Silksong was part of that, and everyone was like, wait, hello? Like, what? Are you saying that Silksong is also coming out? And they were like, yep, that's what we're saying. And then the time came, still didn't come out, and then I think Team Cherry had to go like, yeah, sorry guys, we were like planning for it to be out in this time, but didn't make it, still needs more work. I feel like that game is just gonna shadow drop one day. Like, it's just gonna jump scare everyone. I mean, I don't think they'd shadow drop it. They would probably give some kind of week or two buffer, maybe. I don't know. Although it would be digital, so I don't know. I thought it was kind of boring. This is Other M. But it didn't stop me from playing other Metroid games because I played the first one, Super, and Dread recently. Yeah, nice. Super, Dread, and Zero Mission are my top 3. That way, lol, other way. What if I just... No, I won't do that. I feel like if Dread had a better soundtrack and a little bit more of an open world design, like not open world as in open world, but like open world design, you know, just less kind of restricting you to certain areas at points. I think Dread would be my favorite Metroid game, hands down, pretty easily. It's just Super has that free-form exploration once you learn how to wall jump and do a few sequence breaks. And yeah, if Dread had better music and a better world design, I think it would... And not that what it has is bad, but just if it was that little bit better, you know? What's my favorite 3D Mario? I don't know. Movement would be Odyssey, but just like overall level stuff would be like the Galaxy games. I don't know if I have, I don't know, because like I really like 3D World as well. Sunshine I still need to actually play. I have not played a lot of Sunshine. Whoops, aimed at the wrong thing. Sunshine seems like another one I would really enjoy the movement of. Like, everyone says the movement in Sunshine's great. Well, you've got a lot of time. You'll need a lot of time to get through Hollow Knight as well, by the way, because Hollow Knight's a pretty fucking big game. Hollow Knight is like if you're going for everything, first playthrough could be like 40, 50 hours. It's like Dark Souls length, which I guess is somewhat intentional because as much as when I played it, like when I played Hollow Knight, I hadn't played Dark Souls. So to me, everyone was like, "Oh, this is like a Souls-like game," and I'm like, "This is a fucking Metroid game. This is a Metroidvania." But then, like, playing Dark Souls, I'm like, no, I can see where, like, more of the Dark Souls inspiration came from. Not that I thought it wasn't there before, I just didn't see it as clearly. Whoops. Yeah, I just thought, like, this is clearly fucking Metroid, guys, come on. But, like, no, it's a bit of both. I can see it. The world design is definitely more Souls-ish in the sense that, like, it's not as gated by power-ups, kind of. It's more gated by, like, big, tough enemies and bosses. So it's just, like, whatever you can handle, you know, you can kind of get anywhere you want pretty early. I haven't played Hollow Knight in a while. I've played it, like, fucking probably, like, 4 or 5 times now. If not more. But, yeah, I haven't played it in, like, a few years at this point. It's too many other games. I need to play, Ori 2 again. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I played that once, but I played the Blind Forest, like, several times. I remember really liking Will of the Wisps. I'd probably say it's better than the first one. Which is, like, more reason why I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna go play that again. It was really good. Alright, where is the thing? Oh, it's another Spider Ball track. Fucking bitch. Okay. So I gotta go through here. Yeah. I remember the room now, with the wave beam door. Ugh. I've also been kind of thinking for video ideas. I've been playing so much fucking Monster Hunter. I've been kind of thinking like, oh shit, do I make like a Monster Hunter video? I don't know. Oh, I did not mean to go through here. No, yes I did. I have to come back out here. And then go this way. But I don't know, like again, it's like, I don't know what I'd say. It would probably be a more like, less of a critique and more of just like a personal kind of experience sort of video of like a learning to love Monster Hunter sort of thing. I don't know, like it's not that those kind of videos are bad, I just don't really think they're the kind of things that I want to make, and I don't think they would hold up as well as my other videos. My other videos, I try to make them feel like what I'm saying is like meaningful and important, and I'm sure those people don't necessarily see it that way, but like I want it to really feel like kind of a big deal. Whereas if I just do a video that's just like, yeah, I played Monster Hunter and like I thought it was pretty cool, and let me talk about how cool all the fucking monster designs are. Like I'm sure there's an audience for it. It's just I don't know how much crossover it has with the kind of stuff I've already made and the sort of audience I've already fostered. And also, let's be honest, if it's not Sonic related, it's not going to do as well. I mean, although the Penny video did surprisingly well, but Penny is Sonic adjacent, so I don't really count that too strongly as like a non-Sonic success on the channel. Bayonetta video, though, that was a complete fucking, just like, holy shit. Complete luck. Here we go. Now I'm going the right way. This one's timed, right? Like it'll start making that little beeping noise. Raises the water level. No? Okay, no, maybe this one's timed. Mario Kart X Smash? What do you mean, Flynnmeister? What are you referring to? Do you just mean you want the next Mario Kart to have other Nintendo stuff? Because I kind of want that too. Oh, sorry, I saw the comment above, Pala. I'm not ready for Mario Kart Discourse to get mixed with Smash Discourse. Okay, now I know what you mean. With the speculation stuff, and that's where I come out of. Okay. Like the character speculation stuff with Mario Kart. But I'll be honest, I really badly want Samus in Mario Kart. I'm so fucking mad they didn't put her in. They put fucking Isabelle and Link and all this shit and no Samus. Not even like Kirby. All I wanted was Samus flying around in a little gunship. That's all I wanted. Still no timer? Okay. I thought I remember there being a timer in this one. Oh, there we go. Do I? Oh shit, okay, yep. Oh, energy tank, right. Oh, dude, I wanted a Metroid racetrack so fucking bad. I wanted, like, you know, the Bowser's Castle level with the big, like, lava magma Bowser thing, and he's, like, punching the road and shit. I wanted that, but a Metroid track with Kraid, like a big Kraid attacking you or something, and then you have Mario Kart 8 tracks are like kind of dynamic sometimes, where they might be like one big lap, or maybe the laps change a little bit, not as much as something like All Stars Transformed, but you know they're somewhat dynamic. And I thought, like, how fucking sick would it be if the track changes so like the last lap is you're escaping the planet, like the self-destruct goes off, and now you're escaping Planet Zebes or whatever. That would be fucking sick. Super missiles for that, I think. Cordite, or is that? Yeah, I think. Ah, fuck! Almost pushed the wrong button again. Or is this? This is like I need wave beam with like X-ray fucking visor to get that. Pretty sure. I could. Oh yeah, I can make that. Save room, I think. Yep. When I play Sonic Utopia with the PS4 controller, it keeps spinning the camera. I don't know how to fix that, sorry. You might have to, like, I don't know, run it through Steam or something so you can read it through Steam input, and then Steam input will, like, translate the PlayStation input to X input, which I'm assuming is what Utopia is looking for. I don't know. Ah, that's right. This is where you finally fucking see the space pirates. I really like that about this game, actually, how you don't see the space pirates for a while. Like, yeah, you enter that room and there's just the one. You're like, whoa, shit. Space pirates are here now. Have I ever played Geometry Dash? No, I don't think so. I know of it, but I don't think I've played it. Dude, he fucking shot me, like, out of the cutscene. That was like a fucking Bayonetta cutscene transition moment, except, like, worse. Back here, motherfucker. Not X-ray visor, I said earlier. Thermal visor. That's what I'm coming here to get, I'm pretty sure. I love being able to see, yeah, like, Samus's face in the visor. I think it's fucking awesome. I especially like it in Prime 3, when you point the cursor around in her eyes, like, track where the where you're looking with the cursor. And then also it's a storytelling thing in that game, because you see in her reflection that she's getting more sick from the phase-on corruption. I think that's really fucking cool. Those are the kind of narrative things Metroid does really well, is just that wordless narrative stuff. I would like a bit more of that, but it sucks, because then I'm also like, yeah, but I kind of want, like, the fusion monologues as well. Like, I do kind of want Samus to have a little bit more of a voice. It was cool in Dread when she, like, spoke a tiny bit. And when she turned into Doom Guy and was, like, screaming and everything. Kind of awesome. Where are they? My controller's shaking so much I need to fire this off. I don't know. I'll tell you my main thing with the next Mario Kart, outside of just that I want Samus in it. If they're going to keep doing the crossover stuff, then I want Samus. But outside of that, they fucking better keep the musical team and like the direction for 8 that they had, the jazz fusion style. It's fucking perfect for Mario Kart. That it's just like classic video gamey sounding music, and it's because it's all made by the people who influenced Koji Kondo and shit from T-Square and Dimension and everything back in the day anyway, who then went on to do like the Formula 1 music and everything. So like they wanted Mario Kart to sound like racing music, and the association with racing music in Japan is jazz fusion because T-Square did all the fucking music for the jazz fusion for the Formula 1 shit. Is the Dread voice for Samus the same as other M? No. She doesn't even speak English in Dread. I forget if you said you'd played it or not. I'm pretty sure her voice actress in Dread is Spanish, because the game is made in Spain by a Spanish dev team. So I think it's a Spanish woman. And since she's not speaking English anyway, it doesn't really matter. I thought the wave beam stunned the turrets. Maybe I'm thinking of like Prime 2 or 3. Fuck. More of them. Yeah, and I don't have an issue with Samus speaking in general. But obviously Other M like completely went about it in a really shitty way. Just made her this like boring, emotionless character. Oh, it worked doing it through Steam for Utopia? That's good. Glad that worked. So I'm not crazy. I also think Other M did have a kind of cool idea, which they have brought into Metroid 2, or Samus Returns, and Dread as well, of giving Samus more of that fluidity from 2D in a 3D environment again. Giving her more like kind of melee combat stuff a bit. And I think it's a fine line, because like you want Samus to be really cool and powerful, but you also don't want to necessarily turn her into like a complete anime superhero thing. It's difficult. I think Dread got a pretty good balance on it. But yeah, you don't want her to become Bayonetta. As cool as Bayonetta is, Samus is not Bayonetta. I like this part with the big hologram of all the planets. Yeah, I don't know where the fuck the Switch 2 is, man. It's taken way too long. Did I play Samus Returns? Yes, I've played Samus Returns several times, and I played AM2R several times as well. I think AM2R is the better game, but Samus Returns is still good. I don't think it's I don't think it's like as good as the other 2D Metroids, but it was the Metroid game that we kind of needed at the time, I think. And obviously we have Dread now, and Dread just like completely shits on Samus Returns. But that's, if anything, that's like kind of a good thing, you know? It shows that the series is actually getting better. There was a great tweet by Justin from the Sonic social media when people were talking about how like Frontiers is gonna be like, everyone's gonna think like Frontiers is shit or whatever in like 10 years or something. And Justin made a good point saying like, well, maybe that's kind of a good thing, because if Frontiers is still the quality bar in the next decade, then we've failed. And I was like, fuck, yeah, yeah, you're right. Which is kind of what, oh, fuck. Maybe I should bring that back for my video. Oh, I've already recorded all the script and everything. Maybe I should bring that back of like, hey, if Sonic Adventure is still the best Sonic's been in 3D in 25 years, maybe they've failed as developers. You know? Maybe that we should be expecting better. But then I'd have to go write a new part about that. And I'd have to record it. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to record a new section about Dream Team anyway, so... Oh, fucking hell! Oh, I thought I was... I'm not usually that against first-person platforming, but sometimes it's a little... not janky. It's just hard to see. You can't see where your feet are. I think... because I got gyro on, it doesn't do the thing when you jump or it kind of tilts the camera down anymore. Super missiles, right. Excellent, excellent. Play a little bit more. Just a little bit. Not too much more, though. Oh yeah, I know AM2R still gets updates, yeah. I think I have them, because I already had AM2R, like, downloaded anyway. So when they had updates for it, like, I could already get them. It wasn't hard for me. I need to try a bit more of, like, Metroid randomizers. I did a little bit for the roguelikes video, because I was making a point about how randomizers are, like, kind of cool, but, also... I don't know, like they only work if you already have intimate knowledge of the original game, because they kind of play a sort of like a roguelike. And you know, the thing I don't like about roguelikes is how the world always changes and how all the powers change, and how it just feels kind of, the randomness makes it feel like you don't have as much agency and like your own skill of the game. It's more about luck. And what I like about randomizers with something like Metroid is it is more of just like an advanced test of skill, of like how well can you navigate this world when all the items are like out of order and stuff. It's really like great for sequence breaking and speedrun tricks, and so that's why I'd like to play some of them again. But then it's just that thing of like, it can get very frustrating because you might get kind of stuck, because the game is not built for like this new order it's going through. But it is just, yeah, it works because it's like, well, I already know where everything might be because I played the game before. So it shouldn't be as hard for me to get stuck, you know. I know the speedrun tricks and whatever. Ah. Come on, how many more of you do I have to fucking kill? Yeah, most non-Sonic fans seem to think Frontiers is either just like awful, or it's like okay, or it's like better than I expected, kind of like the Sonic movies. And I still think the only reason people like those movies is just because, like, they changed the design. So I was like, oh, well, it's not as bad as it was before, so now I like it. Wait, am I going the wrong way? Yeah, I took the wrong fucking elevator. Like, I think if the Sonic movies had come out with the design we have now, I don't think people would have been as kind to it initially. I think it's still, Sonic fans at least would have still been like, oh, this is not Sonic, but because it's better than the one we had before, oh, fuck off. Because it's better than the one we had before, everyone's like, actually, it's great. Actually, I love it. I could play more Prime at some point, but this is mostly just to get footage for my video. I'm obviously not finishing it today. I'm maybe like a third of the way through it right now. I could stream it again another time, but I don't know. Probably not. Metroids. I think the only reason non-fans like Frontiers is because it put Sonic into a genre of game that they already like for the same, like, shitty reasons. Because, like, oh, it's open world now, so it's, like, cool. Get out of here, bitch. Okay, right. Yeah, I really don't think the Sonic movies would have been praised as much as they have been if they didn't already look worse beforehand. But the thing that just still really baffles me is that, like, no one seems to care that, like, that first trailer for the Sonic movie wasn't just bad because it had that ugly Sonic design. It looked like a shit movie. Like, it had bad fucking, like, unfunny dialogue and everything. And, like, that's still, like, the Sonic movie ended up still the same as it would have originally. They just changed Sonic. They just changed the way he looked. Everything else was the same. I really don't understand why everyone likes it now. You know, it's the same thing. Give me that. Oh, it's the health thing. Can I just... There we go, okay. Forgot if you had to, like, open it somewhere. Oh, it's dark in here. Okay. Play up until the next save point, I think. Which I think is I gotta go down here, get the thermal visor, and then go back to that save point from earlier, I think. So I'm getting pretty fucking hungry, and I think I've got all the footage I really need. And obviously more is better, but there's only so much you need. I like to get back to editing. Yeah, Metroid Prime, like for the time it came out, was still like super impressive. Like on GameCube, it still looks great. But then like after this remaster, it is kind of like, oh shit, how do you even like go back now? Because like this just looks so much better. Yeah, quite revolutionary for the time it came out. Retro Studios have a very solid track record for just like incredible technical achievements. All right, you're gonna come back all the way here later again just to use that fucking ice beam door. Once you get ice beam, it's so lame. Yeah, the map design in this game is still pretty fucked, but you know. Where's the last thing to break that? I don't remember. All 3 force fields. I did that one. That one's just, yeah. Must have missed one. Yeah, I don't understand how people like movie Sonic. Like I think in one of my videos I said that he's like a semi-likable character. Like he's not awful, but he's still not really Sonic to me at all. And I really don't like his fucking Reddit humor. I just find it really insufferable. And like the most basic, lowest common denominator kind of humor that you could put into a movie. It was up here, wasn't it? There we go. Yeah, and also like I like Ben Schwartz as Sonic, but he has done better voice work as other characters before that sound more Sonic-y. Like I think one of his Ninja Turtles voices, like when it was first announced, Ben Schwartz is gonna be the voice of Sonic in the movie, and it was no one had heard his voice yet. Everyone was like finding clips of him from other stuff, and there was one from Ninja Turtles where I was like, oh, he sounds really good. Like that could be a really, really good fit for Sonic. But then you hear him in the movie, and he's just kind of like, "Hey guys," like he's just like talking. He's not really putting on a voice, and that's probably not his fault. It's like a direction thing, but yeah, I just think like, why would you not make him, I don't know, sound like a fucking cartoon character? But then also I know like, well, these are the Sonic movies, and they don't want to be like cartoons, even though they're still using cartoon characters. They want to be Sonic in the real world, because that's fucking interesting for some reason, apparently. I don't like this effect they did on the thermal visor in this game, where they made it go like really low res. It's kind of annoying. I don't like Sonic Prime either. I barely watched Sonic Prime. I thought it was shit. It's a real shame, because that was an opportunity of like finally an animated, like a new animated Sonic series with like kind of at the time it seemed like it was closer to the games sort of, and like it kind of is, but barely. God, you can't fucking see anything. It's self-destructing, I think, yeah. So you basically have to keep the thermal visor on through this whole section because all the lights are off. right? Yeah, yeah. I probably should actually watch Japanese Sonic X at one point. Like, I've only ever really watched some of the English dub of Sonic X, and I never really liked it. I mean, as a kid, I kind of did, because it was like, oh, this kind of feels like Sonic, unlike all the other Sonic cartoons, which are not like Sonic at all. But I don't know, there's still something about Sonic X where I'm like, this is not what I want out of Sonic. Like, it's close, but still not there. Okay. Yep. Can I use my normal visor yet? Nope, still dark. Yeah? No? God, it's like pitch black on my OLED. It looks nice. There we go. Light. Fuck off. I still really hope that Prime 4 tries to go for like some more movement options for Samus. Like, let's speed her up a bit. Oh, dark out here too. Alright, this is the big projector room thing. Let me just go save. Yeah, I want them to go like, hey, let's give Samus a little bit of a faster speed. I don't know, people are used to it now, right? With like Doom and Titanfall and stuff. Like, you'd think like people used to faster paced shooters now. Yeah, a bit more utility on the weapons and stuff, and like the power-ups. Like, let's make the grapple beam something that you can kind of use like anywhere. I don't know, like give it a bit more versatility. That's what I want. I want everything to feel more connected, like the 2D games, where everything, all the power-ups matter. They all have utility. They're not just used to open doors, you know? Yeah, Ultra Kill as well. Yeah, I mean, obviously kind of indie, but like, I don't know. I would hope there's like reason to think like we can speed her up a little bit. We've got gyro aim now, so you get a bit more of that fine-tuned movement. You don't have to worry as much about people getting confused. Alright, let me turn off the recording. How big is that? 22.6 gigabytes. Ay, ay, ay. Sonic X is definitely the closest of like a show has been to Sonic. But I still don't. It's still not Sonic-y enough to me. I think I'm going to call it here for today, everybody. Thank you for showing up, especially to a non-Sonic stream, even though we've talked about Sonic a lot, and that's part of why I put Sonic in the thumbnail and everything, to be like, no, I swear, look, you can still talk about Sonic just because I'm not playing Sonic. I'm going to have lunch. I'm going to get back to editing the video. My hope is that it will be out in maybe next weekend, like a week from now. The video is like 2/3 done. So depending on how much I need to like add or change or whatever. Yeah, the Mario stuff's there. I needed footage of it for my video. So I've been playing a couple Mario things to get footage of it. Yeah, 3D Sonic video maybe in another week from now. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming along, and I will see you in, well, probably the video will be out before I stream next, is my guess. I'll see you in the next video, and then maybe stream again after that at some point. Cool. Bye, everyone.